I know. That's super weird.
She slept through the whole break, and as soon as the episode starts,
Yeah,
it's like,
she just knows. She
knock,
just knows.
knock.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Natural Ones.
hey, welcome to a very special episode of Netflix's The Ranch.
Was that your Sam Elliott?
That was supposed to be Sam Elliott.
Oh, okay. Well, The Ranch, and then you were putting your voice down. So
Is Sam Elliott in The Ranch?
yeah, he plays the dad. He plays the old man.
Huh, didn't know that was Sam Elliott. I've seen 1.5 episodes out of this corner of my eye while
I'm
my
not
mom
saying
watched
I'm
it.
desperately in love with that show, but I at least know that Sam Elliott is in it, and then was trying to give you the credit into thinking that Sam Elliott is.
I just knew it was Ashton Kutcher, and then I think Danny Masterson is in it too.
Don't know who that is. Dax Shepard is in it.
Dax Shepard's in it. Yeah.
Wait,
I only
is it Dax Shepard?
I only know Sam Elliott from Big Lebowski.
That's also a crime.
She's in Parks and Rec, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
He's a daddy.
I like blacked out most of Parks and Rec though.
Okay, so welcome to the Natural Ones.
The point is, we were all wearing plaid.
The point is,
We're all
we are Miles Newverth,
And I'm Chewbacca as Miles Newver.
we decided, why can't all days be Miles Newverth days? And
I'm Chewbacca dressed up as Luke from Gilmore Girls.
who's dressed up as Miles Newverth.
We're all Luke from Gilmore Girls today. Yeah, it's a second part of Halloween. If you guys didn't have enough Halloween last week.
Look at me. I'm Luke from Gilmore Girls now. Do we?
Men want to be him. Women also want to be him.
Dogs also want to be him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think dogs idolize humans to a tremendous degree.
Do you think cats then are just aggressively against them?
Cats don't have the concept of
Empathy?
admiration. Yeah. Or empathy. They only admire themselves. A cat looks in a mirror and sees only itself. A dog looks in a mirror. A dog looks in a mirror.
Is anything else by the cat?
A dog looks in a mirror and sees only itself, but in grayscale.
Monochrome. We might just want to take a second here for a potential thing that's going to happen.
I don't know where he's coming from this time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, it's Chris, and I'm here to tell you about the wonderful giveaway we're doing tonight thanks to Underground Oracle. Tonight is actually a bit of a special occasion. Instead of giving away a supplement, we're giving away a quarterly bundle. This bundle contains 13 regular supplements and 2 map packs. We're talking literally dozens of magic items, spells, subclasses, and creatures that you can add to your games. Each of these supplements is crafted with plot hooks in mind, and they're all of the utmost quality. In fact, we use several of them for this show that you're watching right now. If you'd like a chance to win, all you have to do is be active in chat, and we'll select the winner randomly at the break. And while you're at it, check out their Patreon, where just a few dollars a month can get you a supplement every 2 weeks. Thank you, and goodbye. Thanks, Chris. So, I'll figure something out. Let's go.
We'll figure something out. We're going to play the game now.
Hi everyone.
Again? Hi again?
Hello.
It's
Hey,
okay.
yo, what up?
And if you've watched us at all, and this is our 50th episode, by the way, 50, Big O 50.
Wow. Hawaii 5-0.
So we're playing this on a day where this wasn't the first day we streamed, right, a year ago, but we're playing when we're recording this. This is one of probably the second or third episode we had actually released. So that's the other fun thing is that we've been doing this for so long.
You've been playing for over a year.
Yeah.
I'm not good to play.
What we're trying to say is that today's actually just going to be a clip episode.
It's a clip
Yeah,
show.
we're not. There's no new game today.
It takes them a long time to get through that tunnel.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys remember that time when we...
I would love.
And we've been through a lot together. We've lost so much.
In the arms of...
Don't act like you don't like your new eye better.
Oh, that was in reference to your eye.
Reference.
I see
thought he
London,
was just, like,
I see
posing.
France.
Yeah.
Like, oh, crying.
Is there any plan? You laughing at the sound it made?
Yeah.
That was very good. It sounded like a Skype notification or something.
So
Which is so good.
Do you have any? So as we're starting this game, you guys are in the access hatch, the disposal hatch. I'd basically call it. In the order you have Liam, Philip, Nameless, Setlali. You're not entirely certain how far forward it goes, but you are aware that it's at least 200 feet. It's basically to crawl even 5 feet right now takes about 10 seconds. It's not easy going. So...
Oh, we should have had you cast Grease and then just like...
I was saying we could
Give it a
reverse water
wash
slide
out,
with control
and then-
water.
Yeah. Wash it all the
I mean, I could still do it.
She just grabs water and uses it to just like...
I also have oil of slipperiness, so you just let a girl
What
go.
if I became an otter and then I just propelled myself forward?
So you're in the tunnel.
Through the
And
water.
is there anything you guys need to discuss, plan as you're moving forward?
I'm just... Yeah, no, I'm just crawling forward.
Is there anything you're on the lookout for?
Free money, blueprints for incredible magical items.
And my
it's like
dad.
the next good job opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for a really special...
and that special someone.
If there's a magical javelin in this tunnel, I think I could use that.
So, I have to do a little bit of... Ooh, she's playing with the mouse.
I want to feel for vibrations, and I want to see... Well, I did put catnip on them earlier, so maybe there's still some left. Yeah, I mostly... I want to try to feel for vibrations, and also just if there's any more... If there is any ooze on these walls still.
I mean, there's some caked residue. But as you're crawling through it, you're definitely not feeling any of the burning sensations. It seems like a good chunk of that was pushed away.
Good.
But doing some calculation real quick.
Uh-oh. Man, so if it takes 10 seconds for 5 feet, and there's 200 feet of this thing.
That's what I was gonna look up. I don't have a calculator on my iPad. Weird.
It means in a
You
minute,
do?
we go 30 feet.
30 feet a minute.
Yeah. So we're looking at 6 minutes to go, a little over 6 minutes to go 200 feet.
It's not a huge amount of time, but definitely more as you guys are struggling through, pushing through. It's just barely enough room to be semi-comfortable. And as you get to about 180 feet, it's pitch black in this hatch because there's just no light actually coming from any source outside of what's behind you and what potentially could come from in front of you. As you're moving forward, the incline gets slightly steeper.
I'm gonna go ahead and use a magical tinkering to just make something that glows, just to give us some semblance of light.
Sounds good. As you get to about 180 feet, it starts to open out a little more. Not much, but you're starting to see a gradual adjustment. Continuing to move. You're able to crawl a little bit faster. About 10 minutes of crawling. You see in front of you, Liam, probably around 60 feet in front of you. So just at the outskirts of what you might be able to actually see. Even with the light, you know. You see a faint red sort of glow hitting the tunnel walls.
Okay.
Come here, kid.
Okay. Looks like there's some sort of glow up ahead. It's a red glow. But that might be our exit. We'll have to see.
Is it from the exit sign?
It's also angling more into like a 45-degree angle as well. It's sort of like looking like it's going up.
Okay.
Cat.
Please sit right there.
Come here. No.
Redmond, stop. Do we have a choice outside of just continuing to go forward, or do we hear any noises coming from up there?
Give me a perception check.
10.
So, I was also going to say, but this check was also to see if you could hear anything over this.
Oh.
There is a constant hum, just a nice, even, sort of similar to what you were hearing in the room with the black jelly, right? With the ooze. Just a constant electric hum.
Are there any, like...
You can't hear anything above that, so I would say that.
Is there any, like, wire... Like, I know there was nothing originally that we saw that, like, led, like, wiring or anything, but is there...
No, you don't see any wiring in the tunnel at all. It's just an open tunnel that had the caked ooze bits into it. Can you just, like, choose a spot? Okay.
Alright. Alright. Let's go. Let's see what's glowing red.
What the hell?
She just wants to be a part of the game.
Jesus.
She's like, I know
Here's
Panther's
the thing, at
not
least
with
she knows
you.
where the line is. She's like, this is where I'll be on camera here.
Yeah,
Maybe. We're gonna see, like, the top of her head, and that's
Yeah,
it.
she just knows. She just knows. You little gremlin. Please ask your question.
But you're-
again. I'm sorry.
Jackie.
I don't remember what I was going to ask. I'm so
Wiring.
sorry. No, I did ask that question. He said there was nothing there. And then Miles said, I guess we just head towards the... Oh, I was just saying that she knows that Panther's not with us, so she's trying to make her character be with us. That's what it was. That's what I was
Gotcha,
saying.
gotcha.
Her reoccurring role.
It's about 60 feet away. This start of the 45-degree angle up, the red light coming through. As you push forward, the actual disposal tunnel itself is lightly vibrating. Right, like when you're putting your hand on top of a power generator.
Fun.
I guess that means we're getting closer.
Probably.
And as you scoot forward,
Probably.
the red light becomes much more pronounced as you get towards the 45-degree look up. It goes about 15 feet at 45, and then a straight 90 right after that. It's a little hard to parse out with the angle you're at, but it looks like it doesn't take too long before it's end of the line. The light is growing stronger, so it seems like it doesn't have much farther to go.
Alright. I prepared spider climb,
Oh!
but I have, but it's not a level 1 spell. It's a level 2 spell, so I can cast it 3 times, and then I have no more level 2 spells.
Would
Do
you
we have
like
any-
me to maybe go up there as a spider, and then I can check it out, and then if there's nothing up there, I'll throw the rope down?
Could save you some spells.
Seems reasonable. I'm down with that.
Yeah, 1 wild shape for 3 spell slots is not a bad trade.
Yeah. Okay. So, I become a spider.
Oh, just let me. Just...
Spider.
Hopefully not a spider king. Because
No,
we don't
just
have
a
the space for
regular-
that.
Yeah, just
Maybe
gonna
a-
say-
Just a regular spider.
She's like, oh wait, I turned into the wrong spider. And she's like cramps at like a jumble of legs.
Okay, yeah, okay, great, good, awesome. Yeah, alright, cool.
There I
yeah.
am.
There you are.
It's terrifying, but
Oh, I'm
I
super
hate
excited.
spiders.
It is funny how much you hate spiders, given how often you turn into a spider in this game.
She's
I thought that it would get over my fear, but
It's just making me
Because
more
Or I guess
afraid all the
I
time.
guess you're there, Chelsea, so I feel that.
I love that it has
Yeah.
a +4 attack to bite.
That's why.
Yeah, man.
It only does 1 damage, but like I do like that it has a +4 to attack.
Its teeth are sharp, dude.
that's why you don't.
Hard to
don't
dodge
mess
a
with
spider
spiders.
once it's in bite range, you know?
Yeah, it's fair.
I suppose that's true. I also love the idea that it's you know
I'm
it's
gonna
a
block
5
it
foot-
with a knife.
But it
Like,
does
you-
say it's a 5-foot range, so this little
Jumping
just-
spider.
Super funny. I would have made it
So
like
I
a touch
spider.
attack or something. Like, why not? You become the spider. You crawl along the wall of the actual like tunnel itself. As you guys have gotten to this like 45-degree angle, it has opened up. So it's no longer like this like 3 by 2 or like 3 by 2.5. It's now closer to like a 5 by 3. So it's much easier to kind of like move through the space. It's still not like I can stand up at full height or anything, but it's definitely more of like a on your hands and knees rather than like a full crawl. As you climb up
Cool.
the side, you peek. It takes about 20 feet, and then you're at the top. You notice that you're in this opening, right? The opening itself goes out to about 10 feet wide, 5 feet, 10 by like 5 feet by 10 feet, right? Like a rectangle.
The actual opening that I'm in.
Yeah,
Or
the
the
opening.
room.
The opening that you're in is 5 by 10 that goes into a new room. The red light casting from above comes from a gated bulb. Right? So you know what I mean by a gated bulb? It's just a
No.
light bulb that has like a little iron fencing
Oh.
around it, right?
Like a ghost light kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay.
Sitting above, this red light casts its light throughout the room. You're seeing pipes and messes of. That was weird. You're seeing these mess of pipes like run through all the room, and it's going up, it's going down, and right above you, you can also see sort of an iris hatch. An iris hatch that look, similar to like Liam's eye, how it like opens like that and closes.
Okay.
It's like that.
Okay.
Above you, it's about the same size as the hole you're in right now. It's about a 10-foot circumference.
Can I do a perception check to see if I hear or see anyone?
Yeah, currently you are in a room, by the way, that is fairly large. It's about 30 feet long, about 20 feet wide. Right? So it's a fair sized room. It's like our living room kitchen, right? Like
Okay.
that size of a room. And again, inside of it, you see posted into one corner, a few of them knocked over. You see these, some of them empty, some of them full, these kind of like glass canisters. Giant, sort of like, you'd have to hold them like this because they're so large, glass canisters. Along the sides of the opening you're on, you see stains. Similar stains and similar caking as to what has happened below, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no other signs of that kind of material.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh, that's right. I dropped my dice.
As most of the other stuff in this room seems to kind of just be pressure gauges, or there's other things that kind of just seem to be. Doesn't seem like a very. You can't tell the importance of this room. There's no one standing in it.
17.
17. Again, over the thrum and hum of whatever you're hearing, this electric hum, you can't really tell if anybody else is around you. It's not deafening, right? Like, there's not like a huge deafening sound, but it's loud enough that like you're not hearing anything subtle happening, right?
Would my passive perception of 18 help me more?
No.
Wow.
No, because a passive still, I would say, wouldn't have been able to overhear this.
It was worth a shot.
Active
All
listening, you trying to parse through, you had an easier shot. That's the difference between passive and roll.
You would just think I have 8 eyes. I'd have some advantage when it came to perception checks. D&D, just saying. All right. Well, I'm gonna like wait around for like maybe like 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't hear anything, I'm gonna become me, and then I'm gonna tie the rope around my waist and like hoist it down.
So, as you're sitting there for the few minutes that you're there, you don't hear anything outside of the hum. You don't kind of detect anything. There's a couple of times where some of the pipes just, are escaping some steam, but other than that, nothing distinct, no people, I would say, right? Like, you're hearing sounds, you're hearing things, but no signs of people.
Alright, well, I become me. And I tie the rope around my waist and shimmy it on down.
Push it down. So, with a 45-degree angle, you guys are going to have to use the rope as well. That's not really going to require an athletics check, but there's just one check. I mean, with the people you guys have, you guys are able to climb the rope successfully. Because I don't. What's the other solution? You guys don't climb the rope.
Make me roll
I
3
can also
times
just
to
jump.
finally get up there.
Guidance.
So,
I mean, I can
the
also
rest
just
of
jump
you-
up because it's only 20 feet, right?
Yeah. The rest of
Yeah.
you kind of like climb the rope up, get up, and you start to put the rope back. You start to see the same things that Name listed. You see the canisters in the corner. You see all the gauges. You see the iris above you. What would you like to do? Oh, sorry. There's also off in the sort of like back corner, there is an extension, like a hallway. So there is a way out of this room.
And the iris is on the ceiling.
Yes.
Okay, we might need to find a way to go up further. If that iris seems to be like what part of the waste dumping, unless it's not, and they literally have been carrying waste in those giant glass jars.
How wide are these cylinders? These canisters?
These canisters are probably, let's say about that.
Looking up
Yeah,
into the
that's
iris, does it seem like... Well, I guess it opens to different sizes. Never mind. I wanna vibe.
The largest the circumference could be would be 10 feet.
Okay. I wanna vibe on the canisters. I want to feel if they've got a similar energy to.
Go ahead and make me the roll.
To the energy that we have, like in like the crystals that we charge in the expanse and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Or if I recognize the energy from anywhere else, but it's a 25.
25.
Yeah.
As you take up one of the canisters that actually has material in it, it's a very, very dark material.
Okay.
And
so
as you
not.
vibe on it, it definitely feels like the ichor, the ooze.
Okay.
Seems the
So-
same dormancy.
So this is waste.
Okay.
Are there any symbols anywhere?
No symbols or I mean, you can give me an investigation check to see what you can find, but there's no like distinct like big symbol. Nothing obvious is what I would say.
Great,
Can I
'cause got
glean
a 4,
anything?
so it's fine.
Can I glean anything in regards to the piping and like what its general purpose might be, or where it would like be leading versus coming from, that sort of thing? Just looking at the layout. of the room.
Go ahead and give me a Tinker's Tools check.
I love that check. It's my very favorite check.
Why would they put the waste here?
21.
So what do you want to know in relation to the piping?
Wanted to see if I can tell like its general purpose, as well as like what direction, if it seems to be like receiving and sending like air pressure or like fluids or whatever, and which direction it would be sending those things.
Seems both. You see a fair amount. Like a lot of it seems to be like, okay, this is, and you're kind of checking the gauges. There's a few gauges like along the pipes. These don't seem to be. This doesn't seem to be the control room for any of this stuff. It seems to be just be like an extra measuring of it, just making sure that the pressure is flowing through whatever these pipes are supposed to be pushing this stuff through.
This is
Right.
like the cable management of the PC. This room is here for cable management.
Yeah, kind of.
purposes.
Well, it's like maintenance in a certain ways, but this might be what you can surmise with what you know this chute comes out with, and what you can see up there, and what he gleaned from the canisters. This seems like a disposal room. This seems like a room dedicated to disposal from something else. So anything here is probably just part of the bigger picture, right? Like,
Yeah.
this doesn't control any of those things, and you can also tell that there are a few electrical pipings as well.
Okay.
Those ones definitely seem to be like what you're seeing and where you would look out. You're like, I would have to know more about our location to know more about like what direction is coming or going. But at least with
Yep.
the water, and you were able to kind of like follow its sound path, right? Like you can kind of like, yeah, the way the water would have to travel. If you wanted to go this way, you'd have to do this. Or like, if it's coming from there and disposals from here, it's probably filtering up to that room, to whatever, or whatever's above us.
All right. The last thing, can I tell if this piping is like stuff they've added to and around the machine, or if this piping looks like it was like part of whatever machine they found?
This definitely seems like it's part of it. Everything in here seems to be, it's not rusted, right? Like it's
Okay.
not, but it definitely seems properly coated, and it seems like it is old.
Okay.
Having said that, it actually does seem like a material you're not entirely familiar with,
Okay. Okay.
except for one place. You see, it seems very familiar to the piping you found in the mansion.
Okay.
Should have brought gold coin with us.
Ah, yes, gold
Next
coin. The
I
highly
trust
knowledgeable.
you, but why? And I tell you, I saw Gold Coin eaten straight through all the pipes in the mansion. It was a real problem. Like,
Oh yeah, he demolishes
Okay.
ancient technology.
Can I look down the hallway? Like,
Yeah.
since I can see in the dark for a few feet.
It's not dark. It's not dark. There's
perfect.
light, right? Like there's the red light everywhere. So it's
Yeah.
it's dim light at worst.
In that case, you can see even further.
Yeah,
It
I
it
see for a
extends.
few and a half feet.
The hallway extends down about 20 feet. She is. Sorry, everyone.
She like messed up our roof.
And now she's like, I'm gonna go lay down in the closet. It's like, God, okay, just
She
do
is
it.
sassy.
She
same.
knows her worth.
I believe she's called Saucy when she gets sassy.
Salsy,
Saucy?
sassy.
Yeah, because she's Sally, but she's sassy.
Just makes me think of salsa.
Saucy. Yeah, that's. So the hallway is about 20 feet long, and it just seems there's like a porthole, a glass, but with glass inside of it. Two of them designated within that hallway on the left hand side, but other than that, ends with a door.
I would like to look through the portholes, please. First, I tell everyone where I'm going, obviously, and then I,
It's like,
yeah,
Yeah,
because I'm not just gonna leave.
Yeah, just be sneaky. Don't know if anybody else is down
would
here.
you like me to go with you?
Yeah, I could always use more eyes.
Oh, in that case, I can turn you into a spider.
I could technically, but
No,
I'm
I'm
going to
okay.
cast guidance on her.
Guidance. All right. So looking through the
Grows
porthole,
eyes.
Go
Weird.
ahead and make me a stealth check first, and then a perception check, as you're trying to be sneaky.
Ooh.
You also get a D4 add to the number of your ability check. Oh, do I have to do that too since I'm going with her?
Do I pick
Well, you're not
which
putting
one,
your.
or just because?
I mean, like, there is no one else in this hallway. There is no other, like, the porthole is like this big, so you won't have to roll a stealth check. No, unless you're going to
Okay.
look through the porthole too.
No, just her. I wanted her
Okay,
just.
then you don't have to roll a stealth. It's just her trying to do it, and do it sneakily.
Okay, well, I got if I add the +4, I got a 30 for stealth.
No, you get D4.
Oh, D4, just kidding. Haha. Hold on. I have to go into my bag of dice. Actually, I could just roll it on here. Just kidding. I got a 27
Okay.
for my stealth check.
Oh,
And
only a
then you
27.
said, yeah, only a 27, and then perception. I have a plus.
Can I touch her again, or no? It's probably the same time.
Same time. If you're doing multiple skill checks and you have guidance, you can choose which skill you want to use it on.
And I got an
Guidance is through a
18
minute.
for perception.
Okay. As you move your way to the porthole and sneakily
Let a mirror.
you're able to kind of like barely see. It's not a huge amount of viewpoint from like or advantage of view, but what you're seeing is carved out wall, seemingly cavern-esque. You can also see that you are inside something, inside a cavern. Like that's the assessment you can really make, is that you're not really seeing a bunch of stuff exactly, but like what you can see from your angles, you're seeing a bunch of wiring hanging from the cavern, right? And there's a bunch of like just at the far reaches of your right side vision, like peripheral, barely you can see through the porthole, an upper rafting, right? Like metal balcony.
Would looking at through the other one give me like more clarity or about the same?
About the
Because
same.
you said there were two, right?
There are two. You'd get about the same. You'd get a little bit more. You get closer to whatever that side is, and you might be able to see something. But like, you can probably reason you're not going to see too much more without just like putting your face full into it.
Yeah. Do I hear...
Or opening the portal.
Yeah.
You know, like
Do I hear anything like while we're there?
not distinctly. No, you weren't paying attention to that. But also, it's over the hum and what you were doing. That was not sort of what you were paying attention to. So no.
Okay. And you said the walls, the caved out like walls.
Cavern.
is it,
Yeah, like right. Like,
cavern. Yeah.
It's like.
It looks like we're inside more like... I don't know how to... I guess I'm going to sound stupid, but does it look more like underneath, like foundation of a building? Or does it look like we're inside a building? They just built an extra tunnel.
It
if
seems
that makes
it's
sense.
no. You're getting somewhere, right? Like you're trying to understand what you're looking at. Cavern wall, like bat cave
Okay.
wall
Yeah.
is what you're seeing.
Okay.
You realize you're inside something within a sort of cavern-like structure. Does that make more sense?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
it does.
not foundations of building or anything. Well, I mean, you know,
that I know
maybe. Yeah. The most you
Cool.
can assess is that.
of. Okay. So then I'm going to tell Nameless. I think we're inside, like, another cavern.
So we should go out.
I think we have to go through the door,
Okay.
but I don't know what's on the other side.
Well, I guess we won't know till we go through it.
What do we...
So, I think I said this, but just to remind you as well, it's like it's like metal grate floors as well as walls. Like most of the structure that you're within right now is some form of metal.
That was the only way out of the room, yeah? Was the way they went?
Down that hallway, there is a door at the end of it that is the only way out of this room besides the portholes
Okay.
and the vent. The you know.
The vet that we came
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
Yeah, so they're...
And the iris.
We just vented. We came out in waste disposal. We're gonna have to go through decon to get to the surface. Honestly, if we pass anyone in the hallway, I expect to see a body behind them.
Yeah. It's mad sus. This area's a kill zone.
That's
see.
vicious.
And so there's piping that looks specifically like the piping in the mansion, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And is that running down that hallway to like where the door is, or is it just in this room?
The piping doesn't run down the hallway. A lot of the piping like circles the ceiling and goes up or goes down.
Okay.
So it's like it doesn't seem like there's any piping that needs to go through that hall. Everything kind of exists in this room and kind of circulates.
Okay. And we don't know what they've done yet.
Well, you've seen them walk over to the portal.
Right, but we haven't heard the results yet.
Unless you guys want to come back and talk. Are you guys moving on together, or are you guys coming back to like discuss with each other?
That seems like backtracking, but I guess I'll go back over to talk to them.
Liam.
A thing occurs to me. In terms of ancient technology like this, we know of three things: a train, a submarine, and a house that can walk and has a magical teleportation door.
Do you think this is
These-
also...
Yeah, they're all modes of transportation. What could this weapon be? I mean, it could be something entirely different and new. we've certainly not seen everything ancient technology has to offer, but structures like what we're seeing now, they tend to be modes of transportation.
They have to have modified this at least a little bit for that sluice way to exist, to go all the way down to the sewers. I doubt that was part of the original designs.
Yeah.
But I think I agree. This has to be some sort of vehicle.
It's underground. That could be its purpose. Maybe they're trying to get it to move. That's what's causing the earthquakes.
It would explain a lot. I don't think we're going to get
Would
it.
I know what a submarine is?
You understand the idea as it was explained to you.
Yeah, because I would only know what a submarine is through the same context you do.
Yeah.
We've all only heard of one once.
Yeah.
But that's
You
what
know?
you all are saying. I guess Chelsea hadn't put that together.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
thought,
like it's
I
like
was
it's
adding
like
something new.
it's you know, for lack of a better term, it's an anachronism for the game.
Yeah.
Game speak.
if-
You know,
but
it's
we've
like
heard-
it's-
No. I just hadn't put together that you all understood that. Like I was
Yeah.
like, so I was going to add that to the conversation, but
It's
no,
just because
no.
we've heard
Okay.
Yvonne talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you think you can get some information from these machines, the best bet might be for us to just move forward.
Yeah.
And see the rest of
I
this.
gleaned what I think I can, so I'm down. You were leading the way a moment ago, Seth, so if you want to continue to do so.
Sure.
I hope the
I
whole
walk us to the door.
I hope this whole thing is abandoned. Or not abandoned, but at least empty at the moment.
Oh.
But
Can I
maybe
put-
we should still be like quiet and
Yes.
stealthy about.
Yeah.
Yes, we should be careful.
I would like to maybe help with that.
And Liam.
I want to prepare an action.
Okay.
If we open the door and there's people, I want to have eye bite prepped.
All right. That does mean you're gonna have to be right behind Set Lolly then.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace.
Hell yeah.
Very good. So +10 to all stealth checks, everyone.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
For the two people who don't get anything, it's great.
Yeah. You don't get anything and also disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, the door hangs on the right side of the hallway at the end. There is it's just it's a regular steel door with like oh man, not depressed but like embossed like just trying to give it some flavor. There is a it's not a valve latch, right? It's one of the it's like a pressure latch. So it has the two arms, and as you pull it, it actually loosens the door from exactly.
So it like seals it off.
Yes.
Okay.
Great. I tell everyone I'm gonna open it on the count of 3, and then I count to 3 and open it.
Okay. You hear this nice and a little puff of air as you open the door.
But stealthily.
Metal creaky door. I don't know.
I cast Pass Without a Trace on it.
It's within
It's within
her
my
range.
range.
Yeah.
But as you open the door, you don't see anyone in the next room.
I'm in.
The room opens up. It's got like where the ceilings before were about 10 feet. This one is a little bit more open. This has about 20 feet up. But there's a staircase to your right as you step out from the door. There's a staircase to your right, and then this room opens up into. You can see a lot of crates. You can see a lot of materials left everywhere, like a bunch of crates and barrels lots of materials. Half of them are open, and kind of just like dug through. Seems like a bunch of things just kind of strewn about. And the light in here is no longer red. It is sort of like a fluorescent yellow for the entire space. Kind of like floods it up. Not many shadows to hide in, but the pipes continue through here as well. You see pipes running along the floor, but inset into the floor. So the floor remains flat, but the pipes run under, right? Then, to your left, right, there is a large sort of wall. There's just this metal sheet wall that goes from about 10 feet from your door, another 40 feet, and then has a 10-foot sort of section off to the other side that doesn't have this like big slab of metal. What would you like to do? You can't entirely see. You see that the staircase goes up into another little hallway and then ends at another latch door, but other than that, you can't tell what's in it. There is a sort of another porthole on that door up the stairs, but at this angle, you can't really see what's through that porthole.
If there is someone sneakier than me want to go try and see what's in that through that porthole, because it feels like that might be where we need to go.
Is the porthole just going off the side, or is it through the door?
Through the door.
Through the door? Cool.
Yeah. There are no other windows in this realm. Okay.
Yeah, I can check.
I'll stick behind so that you get my plus 10.
You stay within range. Go ahead and give me a stealth check then. So, it's about a 15-foot walk on this catwalk, up the stairs to get to the door.
Thank God we're nameless. 21.
As you peer through the porthole, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Aw. 8.
What you can see is off to the left. You can see sort of like a swirling happening, a lot of dancing lights on that side of the room. But off to the right, you kind of can't see too much. There's a wall right in your way, but you do see a console, very similar to the one that you saw in the other room, right? The room with the jelly. A similar kind of console, but it extends farther out, and it has a lot more. There's the throttle. There's a couple of different like knobs and diodes and things on the actual module itself.
Okay. Damn.
As you get closer to the door as well, the humming gets louder. It's more like being right next to a power generator when it like has that sound going instead of like being around its vicinity.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back down, and I think that room is where it's getting its power, because the humming is pretty prominent from there. So that might be a good first start. However, I don't know if someone's in the room. I didn't see anyone, but that doesn't mean they're not there.
Does it seem like there's anything mechanically relevant to check out in this current room?
Yes. On the far side of the room, on the other side, you see a sort of lever as well as a panel right next to it with a couple of like function buttons. You can't see what they are from this angle, but like, or from this far away, but like you can tell that there's like a panel box that's like slightly open that has things to mess with and a lever to manipulate. Currently in the upwards position.
I'm gonna take a look. Take a closer look at that.
Okay. As you sort of like look for the boxes, move forward. It looks like. Go ahead and give me a Tinker's check. Yeah. That's all. Does anybody else want to be doing anything?
20.
What'd you roll?
Well, I rolled 32.
Okay. So you rolled a 19 then?
Yep.
Nice. But does anybody else need to be doing anything at this, or want to be doing anything, or just at least think about what you might want to be doing? I'm going to be handling this for a second.
Is there another... So there's another hallway to going to another room down
Up
here?
the stairs.
It-
There is that catwalk.
Only the one up the stairs?
Only the one up the stairs.
Okay.
That's the only other like door to this room. Miles, the console, the panel box that you're looking at, kind of roughing through the language, you can see that the panel's buttons have been redrawn, essentially. Like whatever would be the typeface on it has since been scratched off and new paint. It's older panel, right? It's older.
They like relabeled it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, like almost like reapplying paint to the thing, and it
Yeah,
seems
What language?
common.
Do you speak common?
It's what amounts to there's 6 buttons, and it's kind of you got like an arrow up, you've got an arrow down, and then you have there's the 2 buttons with the words are actually like grab, release, and then you have like a red and a green button. And then
Grab and release.
the lever says like open, close, and right now it's in the close position.
Does this seem to lead to the iris?
No.
No.
What could be closed? It'd have to be something that you could keep an eye on from this room, right? Like it'd have to be something you could see in this room. But if there's no windows out of this room at all?
Nope.
Can I go up on the catwalk thing?
Yeah.
What's up there?
It's just a catwalk that leads to the door.
Yeah, like what? Is there like a way to look through that door, or no?
There's the porthole that Lolly looked through.
Yeah. Oh, I thought there was another.
No,
hallway.
it's just that door.
Oh, I misunderstood the. Okay.
What she
Open,
looked through in
close,
that door
grab,
is
release.
another room, but like,
No, for some reason I thought you said there was a left and a right hallway.
oh, sorry, no,
But
pardon me. So what you have is like a storage room, is what you can, what, Miles. That would be kind of what you can surmise is like seeing the crates, seeing the supplies in general, and the space involved. It seems like some sort of cargo area.
Does it seem like the floor opens up anywhere?
Well,
That'd
there
be
was like a
investigation
wall
check.
slab. Or was that was in the other room? The slab,
No, this
the
wall slab is in this one. It's one giant room. It's like 60. It's like 60 feet wide. You know, like they're 60 feet long. This is a huge room. The ceiling goes up 20 feet as well. You see like cross beams and stuff.
Could I take a look at that wall slab, see if that might have something to do with the panel?
Sure. Give me an investigation check.
Right.
This'll-
Chris
this-
did one of those two, yeah? Or
Huh? No, he was trying to see if he could piece something together.
Oh, I did roll an investigation check.
Oh,
to
you
check
rolled an
the-
investigation?
to check the floor to see if it looked like it would open up at all or anything.
Right. And
I
what
got
you-
I got a 0.
Cool.
it's cool. I rolled the same, and my result is a 6.
You're not getting a lot of information from the slab. Like, It's not. It doesn't have any like piping. It doesn't have anything specific. It's just sort of a giant slab at this moment.
Slab.
If
of
it
what?
has something to do with the panel or the lever, you're not positive.
Slab of what? Like, what is it a slab of?
It's the same material as the rest of the flooring and the walls.
You said there were crates in here?
Yep, crates, barrels, various supplies.
Can I just look through one of them, see what's in it?
Yeah, give me an investigation check. This will be like general investigation, like you're kind of like looking through some of the things and seeing if you can surmise what they all kind of amount to.
18.
18, very nice.
Someone can investigate.
So in some of them, you definitely know. In some of them, you notice that it is just like foodstuffs, potentially just things that are kind of like they're like rations and things like that. Things that are very easy, simple material. A couple of them have just kind of been opened and left there, half-eaten kind of a thing. You also see that in barrels, you're also seeing a lot of like barrels of water, just like tons and tons of water, just kind of stacked up to the side. In a couple of the other crates, you're also noticing that like they have some like it's more of those glass canisters, but like newly printed kind of a thing.
Well, unless you want to mess with the panel here without us being sure what it's going to do, we might just want to go to the cockpit. Unless you want to figure out what this thing does.
I do have one question. Do any of the crates or barrels say, like, if it was supposed to go to a specific person or to a specific building?
Location.
Yeah, to try to kind of, like, help us
Go
figure out
ahead
where we are.
There's no. Well, yeah. I don't need a check for this. This is sort of like
Okay.
what you might be able to. It definitely says like what am I trying to say? It says for council use only.
I was pictured like you know the Acme logo? It's that exactly, but it says Apex instead.
Pretty much.
All right.
I like that better. It says Apex.
Well,
Subtler.
Do you want to mess with this room, or should we go to the cockpit?
It has the potential to be loud. We should get as close to our objective as we can before we start being
That's
loud.
the main thing. Yeah, if it's gonna attract attention, it'll be scary. But
I can't get the idea out of my head that this is some kind of underground tunneling worm monster that we're in.
It's either meant to travel underground, or they're just hiding it underground while they figure out what it actually does. So far, we haven't found a way to get outside. So
Yeah, it almost makes sense with the producing sludge, because if it was moving, it would need to be displacing dirt, and it could become sludge during that process.
also, if there wasn't a way out on the bottom floor, that does kind of make it seem more like it would be an underground thing. If you're supposed to exit from the top only. Who's to say that? Wait, so
I was thinking
was the lever in the open or the closed position? You said the lever was up in one way, right?
closed,
It was in closed? Okay, makes sense.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I think we push.
Okay. Unless that open is actually the way you leave the thing.
I go up the catwalk.
Alright.
You all go on the catwalk.
Oh, I was gonna try and open it. So someone else can come up with me. But if that's the case, then I can't open it. Y'all can hit open.
Okay.
Okay.
So, going up to the door. Same thing.
Inordinate amount of pressure.
Inordinate amount of pressure. So,
I was trying to figure out what she was doing, but it was telling
I
us
was
to
saying
come.
we're all good.
come
Come
on.
on.
Yeah, I put it together eventually, but I was like,
We're
oh,
all
wait.
good. I'm cleaning the window.
Clean the window. Come on in. Clean the window. The water's fine. So,
I will sell this house today.
you go ahead and everyone give me a stealth check. It's not that easy to walk into this room unnoticed if you're trying not to be. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like if you want to go unnoticed, then you have to try. Hey, baby.
I mean, they ain't bad.
We get the plus 10 still?
Yeah.
Yes.
The
I'd
19.
say because what's 10 minutes that it lasts? Normally,
20.
Normally 10 minutes that it lasts.
I'm 90% sure. Yes.
Yeah, I'm fair to
My
say.
D&D Beyond keeps like shrinking.
Yeah, it's
so I
all
can't
good.
see.
It's all good.
It's either
So,
20 minutes or 2 hours, so like, we're fine.
I mean, 20 minutes is fine. You guys definitely took about 10 minutes to go through all of this stuff, though, to try to find these things and find out this information.
Nope, it's up to 2 hours with my specialties.
Let's
All right,
go,
2 hours.
baby!
Yeah, it's 1 hour normally, 2 hours with my thing.
Thank you.
Let's fucking go!
We're like Boy Scouts out here, leave no trace.
Oh. You all enter the next room. Seeing what Lolly
Did
had
I
also
pass?
seen off to the left, you see this giant.
Do you want our checks before you go forward?
You're right. I didn't ask for them. Sorry, Stealth.
26.
Miles.
Oh, 19.
Chelsea.
22.
Jack.
29.
That's what we were all doing, so I was like, I'm just gonna ask it.
No, it was good. I got distracted. I got distracted for sure. You move through very, very stealthily, all of you. There's not many places to hide in here, but you guys have found them. And what you see is, entering the room, there is to the right another hallway that leads backward, right? So if you're coming in this way, right about 20 feet, there's another hallway that comes down that way. Make sense?
Like the way we came?
Yeah, but on the opposite end of the room.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. And again, you are up a level. You went upstairs, you are now on like the second floor, right? To your left, you see a giant like plexiglass. Wow, this thing is just like really sensitive to the focus today. Plexiglass type material. Round to the other side of the room, which is about 30 feet away. Inside that like plexiglass like is this sort of dancing light liquid churning. There is a turbine turning this liquid inside the chamber. Getting a rough estimate, it's probably around 30 feet in diameter. Volumetrically, it's a lot of material.
Does
Is
it
magic
seem
glowing
like-
material?
Say what?
And it's like magic sparkly material?
It is just
Spinning a
glowing
turbine?
itself. Yeah, it's sparkling and doing this kind of like dancing light show.
I'm just saying,
like
like
a
a
lava
lava lamp.
Does it seem organic?
It definitely, yeah. It seems again. It doesn't seem like yeah. It seems liquid. It seems like a liquid. You can't tell if it's like water or like an oil. There are bubbles and things that churn while the turbine moves, but it seems fairly smooth. So it doesn't seem like it's a viscous material. It seems rather I don't know what the opposite term is, but on that opposite wall next to that plexiglass, right, is like I said, that giant sort of like this module that is like the one from before, but this one is about twice the size. It also has more diodes, it has more controls, it has more like seismograph type, reading to it. There's also a couple more like gauges and pressure dials.
I'll probably be spending some time looking at that. Do one of y'all want to try and vibe the glowy goo?
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
That's weird.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. Give me a vibe check.
Investigation.
Oh, sorry, a tinker's check.
There we go. Because I hate investigation recently.
My hammer's
Yikes. Okay.
exploring this.
Oh, it's a tasty sausage.
At least I'm rolling well where it matters.
17.
Okay.
26.
All right. Liam, while inspecting, you notice again that there is sort of like a scratched off original dialect or original writing, and common has been repurposed on it.
Are there any of those where I can see what was originally written and check the translation?
No. The way they've been scratched off, it's not like still there. It's
Right.
like they've like decidedly either scraped it off or painted over it and then done it again. So the machine itself, what you're seeing, is not so much the same as the thing down below, right? It's not it's not just necessarily giving power, but it's also registering the power, and it's also able to divert power. What you're seeing is that there's a couple spots where you see 3 sections, right, of what percentage of power output it's getting. Listed in these 3, you're seeing the mag lever is what it's called. You also see a second item, and it's called the threading. And on the third one, you see the cascade.
Cascade.
Currently,
You're wrong about this.
Cascade is the one that has the highest output energy.
Does it seem to be getting energy from anywhere right now? Is there any currently input?
What you could surmise to your left.
Yeah. Okay.
Seems like where it's getting its power is from a very specific place.
I know I don't know this, but what was...
Where this machine is drawing it from or redirecting it is from that storage container. What's up?
what was the first name? I missed it.
Mag
It was
lever.
threading.
The mag
Magma?
lever.
Mag
Mag.
lever.
Thank you, Ozil.
As you vibe through the plexiglass, it is charged. Some form of arcanic charge. You're not certain what it is. It doesn't register with what you know. And it seems somewhat electrical in nature. Like, you're feeling an element of that coming through. And that's about all you can surmise. Just because it, not so much that you're not getting information, you don't know what to make of it. That's the thing. It's like the feeling you're getting from it is like, I know these 2 things. Everything else just feels a little foreign.
So when you say arcanic, does it feel similar to when we would pull energy from the expanse in that way?
It has a similar feel.
but the core of it seems oddly. It seems
It's definitely different than it's different than what you've experienced. So like
This
you
feels-
you don't have a frame like the frame of reference you just quoted.
it
close.
feels like an imitation form of the energy. Basically, it feels like the tofu
True Blood.
version of a burger, I guess.
Well, I'd say that's a fair assessment. I can't confirm or deny, but like it feels,
I've never eaten a tofu burger, so I couldn't tell you.
It feels like a imitation.
Okay.
Sit lolly.
Can I see? It probably won't be there, but can I see if there's like a little like manual somewhere hidden somewhere for like a user's manual for the console?
It's
to
like
see
hanging
if,
on.
like,
It's hanging on the cord right by the.
Yeah, but like to see
No.
if like we can figure out what language
No.
was originally there. Boo. Okay. No, I'm just gonna chill because I'm not overly helpful right now. I'm just gonna lean
Just like,
against
if
the
you
wall
think
with
God's
this.
secret
not
guide. Don't
It's
look
not a
if
bad
not.
idea. It's just not there. So don't
Wait.
think of other stuff. That's fine. There's other things to think about.
Does it look at all like in the mind battle rooms?
No.
The Illithid?
No.
Okay. Well, it's actually good to know.
It's a
Yeah.
good question. Nope. That material is very different than what this is.
I meant the container, sorry to be not clear.
No, it does
container,
not
is
seem.
it- is it like-
No, it doesn't seem like the Elder Brain container. No.
Does that thing seem like it's alive?
No, it's just a turbine, right? It's just a turbine of this liquid.
So, this is a little weird.
So if I spoke to it in deep speech, it wouldn't understand what I was saying.
You could try.
But I would.
Sure, I'll try it. I'll say, "Hi, are you alive?"
Keeps trying.
So it's
Worth a
not
shot.
alive, friends. Or at least it doesn't understand deep speech. That doesn't mean it's not technically alive.
Also, hearing Sitlali just. It's just like the weirdest aberration.
It's the first time I've ever used that before. So that should be a shock to you all.
Sample it, put it on my next beat.
So, this is a little odd. I think they've been experimenting with all that power they've been drawing. They've been trying to convert the energy into raw arcanic energy, and they're not quite there, but it seems like they're getting close.
Do we think the goo is residue or waste from the process of the machine running, or the process of trying to make electrical magical goo?
If I had to make a guess, I'd assume that the slimes are responsible for the process they're using to try and create this energy. I don't think it would make sense in the original plans for this machine for it to create oozes everywhere it went.
It does
Well,
seem
you
like
just said it's not supposed to be done like this.
Well, that's what I mean. I think that the slimes are created because of this process they're using to try and force this electricity to become our arcanic energy.
we haven't come across any like hard light panels at all, right?
No,
it's
not
all
yet.
a more analog version.
Not,
This
not
could
so
be. This
Sorry.
could be
when
like
I said
an-
not yet, that's what I meant to say. It was
Yeah.
not so far.
This could be like an earlier attempt at something like the house. And we've like none of us set foot on the subway, and I don't know anything about the train, so I don't know where this would fall in the timeline of creating things. But this could have been like earlier than the house.
It could be. Either way, they've definitely been doing a lot of experiments here.
Seems like most of the power.
I worry that it means this is going to be a lot less stable than they probably expect it to be.
Well, that could be to our advantage, but
I'm maybe I'm not as smart technologically as you all, but how do you know they've been doing experiments?
Because I haven't felt this before. I felt electricity and I felt arcanic energy. You felt it too. If you came up and focused on this, I think you'd feel what I mean. This feels like electricity pretending to be that energy that we pull out of the expanse. I haven't seen anything like this, and I have a feeling that they're creating it. I don't know. They're messing with a lot of things that can probably upset the balance if they keep going. Any luck with the console?
Yeah, it seems to be taking power from here and diverting it to largely these three places. Mag lever, threading, and what was the third one, Chelsea? Cascade. Cascade seems to be where most of the power's going right now, but I'm not sure what that means.
So,
I could make guesses at the other two, but...
So this machine does three things.
Or has three components that it needs to have power in to run. We don't know.
It does. Can you choose where the power goes from this console, or is it just showing you what these things are doing? Do you have control over it from there?
I think I could.
Yes. You see that like a lot of the diodes and throttles and sort of like switches involved. It's with a 17 that you rolled, like you're not entirely certain if you know exactly what to hit just yet, but maybe given probably like half an hour, you could probably figure it out.
Are there any windows out of this room at all?
No. The door at the end of the hallway does have a porthole into it, though. And even just looking through, you can tell that it looks to the outside.
How are they supposed?
City outside?
No, like the outside of, like what Lolly originally saw, like the
Cavern outside.
Yeah, the cavern outside.
Oh,
So it doesn't look like it goes
like-
into another room. It looks like it looks like we've seen everything, basically.
It looks like it looks to the outside.
I go up and take a closer look, but stealthily.
Give me a stealth check.
I fall.
I walk with them.
And then plus 10?
Yeah, plus 10. Yeah.
So
Yeah, she's following.
27.
All right. Give me a perception check to look through the hole. This one is... The door ones are slightly bigger, so you get kind of a better actual like view of like a peripheral. So
13.
say it again.
13.
Okay. It's not much. You can, from this angle, you can kind of see there's a light somewhere above you. Kind of like a couple of lights trying to fill this area. Directly behind you, you can also see the cavern wall again. Like it doesn't see, like there, and then right at like eye level, you can tell that there is a rafter, like a metal, again, that metal catwalk outside that runs along that wall, perfectly level with your side. How long do you look through the...
As long as I can.
Okay.
I would say like 5-10 minutes, see if anything changes.
Sure. I'll say you're starting at 5 just to see what the others are going to do and how long they want to wait. So...
Question, my eye level. I can't see down, right? Is it because I'm like as tall as the thing, or am I too short?
You can see down. It just it doesn't, like, you can see that there is a platform right outside the door, and there's a railing, and you can tell that you are above, right? Like, you guys are about 20-25 feet above and you can kind of see a bit of the floor until you see the wall that then leads up to the rafter, and then the rest of the wall above that. So like on the floor, you do kind of see like spatterings of empty space and a couple of crates, but that's about it.
Okay. This is just a guess. I could be completely wrong, but I have a feeling that we are in the control or a control room of some type. But I've never dealt with this stuff, so I don't actually know if that's true or not. But the fact that there's the console and this type of arcanic energy source leads me to believe that this is probably a room that frequently gets visited.
Yeah.
We head outside, see what it looks like from the outside. Might help us figure out what some of those stuff means.
If we go, I feel like they probably have at least a couple guards watching this at all times. We have to be
They
careful
might
if
be
we
at
go
the
outside.
entrance.
What's that?
They might be at the entrance as opposed to
They could be.
inside.
I just feel like going outside is. If we feel like we're done in here, that's the place to go. I just think as soon as we go outside, we need to be more careful.
Can we just push some buttons?
Could. Would likely
Well,
drop
okay.
you here.
So, there's 3 rooms in this thing. We've got 3 different power sources.
Or 3 places.
There are
for the
3
power
places
to
where the
go.
power goes. Yeah. The cascade. Threading. The mag lever.
Mag lever could have something to do with storage. Threading could be, if this thing does move, could have something to do with that. Cascade, I'm lost on.
Is this room bigger or smaller than the second room? Because the second room is pretty big.
The second one was very large. It was a storage room. This one is more like the first one you guys came into.
Does it feel like we're sitting on top of that second room, or are we like still like forward from that?
It feels like based on how you went up the stairs and then went through the hallway, this feels like it's above the room that you guys came in.
Would that mean that maybe that tunnel thing is where the drops down? The iris?
Well, the iris
I'm
was
wondering
over
if
like that is the weird thing, right? Because the iris is like in the center of that room, right? But then we came
But
up
it's
through.
center, like left,
But it's like in the room, but we crawled in through a grate that's like.
under it.
Under it. It was directly under.
So we came up into the room, and okay.
I can draw that one. I'm about to draw that one too, so you guys can understand a little bit. If you guys can keep the story going, I can get this done a little bit quick.
Yeah. I'm wondering if the iris in that room leads to this tank. Like if
I was
we
just
That's
gonna
what I
say
was asking,
that.
yeah.
potentially,
That's
I
what
could
I'm
go to
asking.
storage, flip
Look at all of
open,
us.
and we would just drain all of their magic goo out. Maybe that would happen.
I wish we knew like how attention grabbing anything we touched in here was gonna be before we did it.
I just go and slam my hand on the... Just kidding. I
wish-
pull the lever!
I wish they used more descriptive words. A lot of these seem very specific to already knowing what this thing does.
What is
Yeah.
the one? So
Yeah.
the cascade is the one that's currently lit.
Yeah, that's where most of the power's going.
Which sounds like something that would be really dangerous, but it doesn't seem like anything's actually happening.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I
here.
like Cascade.
That one song, oh, had the monastery jumping for weeks.
You think the mag lever is a storage room thing?
It could be. That's what I think. So, I'm still working. Like, I still feel like this could be a means of transportation because that's what we have. That's the context I have. It's underground already, so it might be that. Mag lever might have to do with removing the dirt in front of it. Maybe like the mud and dirt it displaces as it travels goes through a tube system, or maybe it needs to like be able. Maybe it's a mining machine and it uses a mag lever of some sort to grab or extract or lodestone even. I don't know.
Maybe.
I've guesses. I've random guesses of maglever. Threading could be. There could be treads that move this thing. There could be threading along a drill piece. There could be threading. Could be.
These could all have to do with
a net.
Yeah, these could all have to do with movement.
Cascade's not like I've guesses for the other one. I have nothing to found them on, so they're just as useless. But Cascade means nothing to me. And it's apparently doing it right now, or at least it has power to be doing it. This doesn't necessarily mean it's active. It's just that's where
as you've been
going.
looking at it. It's so there's also like other meters as to like how much energy is collected. As you've been talking and sort of like meandering in the room, yeah, like the power level is going up, very very minutely. It's resting at like 12%.
Right, so
During the conversation, which has taken you guys about 10 minutes, 13%.
I bet the reason that they only fire it off once a week is that it takes this long to charge.
Or they don't know how to. That thing's charging power right now, right? Potentially they don't know how to have that be there and not be generating power. So maybe they have to discharge it once a week, or it'll explode. Because right now, and those discharges could be tests of it, but it doesn't seem like they're getting the result they want. But they seem to be trying largely the same thing. What they're working on right now could be refining the process of powering it. They might not even know exactly what it can do or what they want it to do yet, and they're just trying to refine. Like they have it charging pretty slowly right now, but it could overcharge. We've seen that be an issue with some of their other things, like the water filtration and such. Seems to produce more power than it needs, which can lead to issues. So.
Oh yeah, the iris absolutely comes from this thing.
Is the console plugged into a power source, kind of like a cord, by any chance?
No. It's a giant panel, so it's not like
It's probably wired straight into the wall.
One specific cord or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that yeah. Okay, sounded like I discovered something. It's just me understanding what the layout is now. It was not a huge discovery. Just basic understanding.
How long do you think it would take for you to put together like a basic schematic of how this thing might function theoretically? With all
He's already got
buttons and
3
levers?
rooms done.
I mean, it depends on what you're asking for, because I can.
You know a schematic, like a detailed one. It would probably take you, with the fact that you've done 3 rooms so far. This seems fairly complicated. This room alone would probably take you a week to understand its entire function. I'm sorry. It's like if you want to get that, if you want like, how basic are you trying to say?
I guess I mean just like trying to figure out like what each button actually does, figuring out the or at least like the purpose. Like how many buttons are there? There's like.
Well, each part of the console is kind of like doing a different thing. So a lot. There's at least like 80 different buttons. But again, like just this part of the console alone, understanding the power differential and stuff like that, it'd probably take them about half an hour.
Are there any metrics on there that seem like they would be used to measure speed? Or some other form that would like guarantee that this is supposed to move?
Yeah, anything in regards to adjusting direction or trajectory?
There's no control like that, but you can gather that like some of the power allocation towards threading does include things like miles per hour and judging speed, distance, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so that might confirm. That seems to confirm that it potentially is a vehicle.
Is there any
common threading is how to move it?
Is there any common theme around the sorts of graphs and such for Cascade? Anything related to
What other information does it have around Cascade?
Yeah, pressure or something. Because if movement style data seems to be around threading, if we can figure out what kind of data is under the other ones, that might help us figure it out.
Pressure is definitely part of. There are some pressure gauges for Cascade as well as the mag lever, but just a moment to look.
Looking at this console compared to our house, I feel like I just went from like the next generation's consoles to the original. The original Trek, just like colored light up buttons.
You're like, what?
Where's the help? How do I?
So you, there are gauges involved that kind of talk about, pressure buildup. There are other sort of graphs indicating power out, like. There are some throttles and gate and like levers, not levers, but like wheels to generate how much you want to put into Cascade. So it'll allocate power, but then it also has an additional power bar kind of a thing.
Okay, so like
on top of
adjusting
that-
potentially like focus or.
Yeah. So it kind of like has an additional function of saying, where if it's pulling this energy from here, how much is it dispelling per integer? Integer being steady stream or in bursts.
That might be the weapon part.
Potentially. And mag lever, you said also had like some bits about pressure specifically.
Yeah, but it seems more to do with like just keeping what you could assess as like it keeps the whatever mag lever does, it keeps it able to move.
So the pressure there might be about like lifting a certain amount of weight or something.
Yeah.
Seems to register in that kind of way.
This might be a construction vehicle. It can lift things, it can break things. Might be for building large structures.
Or taking them down.
I mean, most things that you would use to build large structures are excellent for taking them down.
Yeah.
And they usually do it quicker.
I don't mean to seem disinterested, and it's mostly because I don't understand any of this stuff. But I thought we didn't want to figure out what the thing did. Thought we just wanted to destroy it.
Right. It's
Figuring out
very
how,
large.
figuring out how it works will help us figure out how to destroy it, though.
Yeah, it's much
Can't we
larger
just
than
blow
I.
this up and then be done.
They could just
That would
repair this probably.
Stop it. Yeah, the thing there is they could. Yeah, that would put a stall on them using it likely, but they could probably get it back up and running.
But maybe that would just buy us some more time.
I don't know that would fulfill the oath. I think rendering this unusable. Honestly, y'all, my first instinct is, and I don't know how we would do it or how we would get out once we did it, but hijack this thing into the bottom of the sea.
It is in water.
I can turn us. If we come back in 24 hours, I can prepare water breathing.
Could you? No, you couldn't. Never mind.
Why don't you ask me before you decide what I can and cannot do?
You can't polymorph more than one thing at a time.
No, but I can make it so you can breathe.
Right. Okay, well,
As well as walk on water.
that'd be fun. just running away from Parliament as it burns. Just sprinting across water in full plate mail. Man, well, I think we've at least got a good feeling that this really is a weapon. So I feel a lot better.
Question.
Yeah.
What level can the ring hold again?
The Ring of Spell Storing?
Mm-hmm.
I think up to 5th level, so it's like a number of spells that combine up to 5, basically.
Well, so if we just, like, if I got rid of that, I know we want the healing. That's awesome. I could put a polymorph in there. We cast the polymorph. So whoever has it, set Lolly. I could wild shape, so we just need one person to... And I could polymorph somebody.
Could. We'd have to take an hour to attune it, I believe.
She has it attuned, I thought.
It's already attuned to me.
Fair. I don't know. I guess I don't know if we'd have to reattune if we change the spell.
No. You can change the... Anybody can put the spell into the ring.
So that would take care of 3 people. We could have 2 polymorphed, and then Nameless could be... She could wild shape.
I just don't know what this is for 100%, but...
It's if we needed to, like... If we, like, right now put it underwater and we all needed to be able to, like, swim out, is the only thing I could think of. But...
Yeah. Just drive it into the
Oh,
bottom
I
and
wouldn't
see.
be able to do that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I could, but I wouldn't be able to get, like, somebody wild water breathing.
Yeah. I mean, we'll just have to... Odds are we probably just need to step outside and take a look at this thing and see more of our environment.
Yeah. The other thing is, if the plan is to hijack this thing and drive it into the bottom of the sea, we don't all need to be on it. I think potentially, having Nameless not on it, so that if something happens, at least Nameless can say, "Hey, it's destroyed. Give me Panther back."
I don't like that idea.
I think it's better than us destroying it, all dying in it, and then Panther getting killed anyway. Also.
No.
Because we didn't return. That's the plan, but backup plans are nice.
No, there's no backup plan. That's the answer. No one dies.
We just need to keep moving, and we need to figure out what we can do first. Right now, we're just working purely on hypotheticals.
Yeah.
Can I get a
That's what we
perception check?
tend to do.
Oh boy. That's my saving throws.
We've got a look without a trace going right now, right? So we all get a plus. We all get a plus 10 to perception.
I love look without it.
Look
without a trace. Like, what's the trace part?
Oh.
Philip?
16.
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, Philip.
No, I'll take a 16.
Liam is 16. Philip?
14.
Nameless.
20.
Set Lolly.
13.
Liam, Nameless. As you guys are having this debate, kind of near the hallway, you hear... It's like metal creaking against metal. And it's coming from the storage room.
Sounds like the mag lever.
I go to the porthole and look.
The giant metal slab across the wall is now opening out.
So I guess there's a way to open it from the outside.
And that is where we're going to take a break.
Yikes.
We'll be back, everybody. Stay active in chat, because you never know what's gonna be happening. We sure don't.
Yeah, we're doing a giveaway.
Maybe.
Probably.
Hopefully. Welcome back, everybody, to the Natural Ones. Ooh, and super awesome congratulations are in order for everybody, right?
Yeah, congratulations to
Insert name here.
for winning the very exciting module. It's not a module.
Thing.
It's not a whole module, no.
It's a supplement, and you're going to love it so hard.
But if we don't give you anything,
You're gonna love us so hard.
Chelsea's admittances of those things never end with anything, and I love it. Like, it's just, and if we don't, just
Dives into the sea.
We're
we
the
don't
things that
have
go
an
under.
answer. Right? Okay. So you have sort of surmised some of this room's properties, and as you have, the giant metal slab that was in the storage room has now started to open outward. You guys
have a
basically
panic attack.
have 2 actions, and then the slab will be all the way open. Just need choices.
Miles,
Yes.
have you prepared invisible?
Yeah.
Let me look at the layout of this room again real quick.
You have 30 seconds.
Oh, yikes.
You know, the door is open, so what if you turn me invisible? I dash, do it, run back, and maybe we can close. Or someone else can be invisible. I
Yeah,
don't.
it's literally at the bottom of the stairs, so it's actually not that far.
Okay.
question: What is the
9.
world? What is the walls around us?
What do you mean?
Like, what are they? Are they made of stone?
Metal. It's all metal.
Does stone constitute? Does metal constitute as stone?
No.
It's
That's
worth
why
a
it
shot.
says turn metal. There's a bunch of stuff that says turn metal into this or whatever. That's why there's the distinction. Metal is not stone. They
I
are
cast
Is-
invisibility on Set
10,
Lolly.
9.
I
8,
spend a key point to dash and
6.
close the door, and then I spend another key point to step of the wind back, right? Because that's
Well,
a key
you
point.
wouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to. Step of the wind is making your movement speed 100 feet as a bonus action. So you would use your action to close the other door and run back. It is not more than 100. feet
Then
to
I
do
spend
this.
1 key point to dash and dash back. I am the Flash. And I do it. I
As-
close the door quietly.
Do you close it quietly or do you
I
do
would
it as
like-
the Flash?
I mean, I would
Right.
like to do it as the Flash, but if it could be quietly done as the Flash, that would be great.
No.
Look, that the slab is making a ton of noise as it opens.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as the Flash, fuck being quiet. Let's go.
It's it's good distinction. It just would take a little bit longer.
Yeah,
so
never mind.
We don't got time.
slam it shut, boom, and you're back up the stairs into the other room. The slab is about halfway down.
We close this door too.
I guess we don't know. I guess I don't know when she's through. I guess I feel the wind rush by as she.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
so
is
then
invisible, so
So then just and
I mean, I also could have closed it behind me.
Right.
you only have
I
one.
assumed you,
you only
did.
had one
Yeah.
action. You only had one action. So that's
True.
the point.
Right.
That's the point.
Yeah, as soon as we feel you rush by, we just.
Okay. Through the porthole, as you're kind of like looking, you see it kind of.
We have Set Lolly do it. Look through the portal because she's invisible.
No, because
Sure.
Nameless was already looking.
Well, no, guys.
I moved for you.
Yeah, there's a bunch of opportunities to move.
Fine, I look because I'm invisible.
There we go.
I was like, I'm not there.
She vaults over Nameless.
Eesh.
All right.
Okay, I'm looking through
There-
the porthole.
There are a group of people, 6. Don't seem armed. They just seem sort of like they're in kind of like jumpsuits and things, and they all kind of walk in up the metal slab as it lands, and are first off just kind of like sorting through some of the open boxes and some over closing of the lids and stuff, and just kind of like seems like they're starting to do something.
If they
I tell
start to
them
come
that.
up, if they start to come up here, we leave through the other exit and
Yeah.
try and stay out of sight outside.
Yeah. If they
fine.
come this way, we're gonna have to leave that way. We might actually want to get the door open so that we can leave
We can
quickly
do
if we need
that.
to.
Who's sneakier than me? So
Well,
much
so
quietly
Lolly's still
open the
invisible.
door. Wait, we all have. Do we still pass without a trace? Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Is opening the door quietly a sneak check?
Yeah. You're trying to delicately do something. I would say it's more of a sleight of hand check than a stealth check.
Do you get disadvantage on stealth or just me?
I get disadvantage on stealth.
So I mean, Nameless
Um,
is the one who's not going to be getting disadvantage, and also is more dexterous than either of us.
But
Yeah,
Lolly is
I've-
also dexterous.
I'm not invisible.
But do we want her
And
to
But we
be,
need-
invisible.
do we,
we
want
need
her to be watching
eyes.
though?
Yeah, we need
Invisibility
eyes.
gets.
Okay, sorry.
Oh.
I see what you're saying.
The
So
thing
what
is,
am I
like,
doing?
if the door opens, the door's not invisible. So I think the invisibility is more useful to be looking through the window.
Yeah.
So what am I doing?
Opening the other door, that'll be our exit, as quietly as you can for when we need to make an exit.
Oh, okay. I do
Might
that.
be a sleight of hand check. Just try to do it quietly.
Well, I have moderate sleight of hand. Y'all got better?
We have no dexterity.
Okay. Guidance. I will be accepting my own guidance.
Can't believe, man, just getting guidance for free all the time is so good.
Let's ASMR.
Get those dice right next to me.
Oh, I rolled a 4. How exciting. 15 if it's a sleight of hand check.
Yes.
Wow.
With a 15. With kind of the other noise that's going on, you're able to make it slightly quiet and just jar it just a little open. That's all you wanted to do, right? You didn't want to open it all the way. You just wanted to leave it ajar.
We wanted to be able to just exit quickly if we need to.
Other idea. I could cast.
People continue to mill about.
I could cast invisibility at 3rd level, make 2 people invisible. It would break concentration, so I could only have 2 total. We could have people stay in here if they come up and watch what they do. We could have 2 of us in here watching what they do and 2 of us out there watching what happens outside.
You're the one that's most likely to understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
So if we do that plan, you should be one of the ones that stays. What is the... As far as... Man, being invisible would be really helpful for going outside, too, though. Well, I guess it depends. Like, maybe we should try and peek around outside and see how many people are out there and how hard it would be to hide out there before we're forced to move.
Do you want to look?
Yeah.
Who's taking a look?
Who's in the book? I mean, it would be stealth, right?
Yeah.
Nameless.
Nameless.
Do you mind? Do you mind?
Stay out there.
Do you mind peeking?
21, because I technically we don't have pass without trace anymore, I realized. So 21. Because guidance is concentration. I did not realize that. It was concentration when I said it.
Okay.
So.
In that case, it's very good there wasn't either of us.
You move forward 21. You kind of stick to a shadow and try to open the door just enough that you can see out. You don't see anyone on the ground level. You're also about 20 feet in the air as you're like peeking out just a little bit more. Off to the right, you see a glass paned like box 20 feet up in the air. It's like a room, like a viewing room. In that room, you don't see anyone. On the catwalk across from you, right? Not a part of the thing you're in at all, but against the cavern wall across from you, you see one person kind of like patrolling the catwalk.
Okay. And that catwalk goes into the glass box room floating thing?
Mm-hmm.
And you said that these are cavern walls? So they
Yes.
are made of stone?
Yes. These are stone.
That room's got to be where the controls are.
I think that's just where they like view from. So those masks we had they're spent, right? But they cover our faces, yeah.
They cover a fair amount of your face, yes.
I'm just gonna take out my mask and put it on in case you see. That's what we got. Hide our
Do the
identities.
same. Yeah.
I go back. How many invisibilities do you have?
It's concentration, so I can only keep one going at once. I can cast it at 3rd level, which will make it so I can have 2 people invisible.
Said Lolly.
So I can.
You see a head start to come up from the staircase, like coming towards your door.
And I tell them.
13,
Yikes.
12,
Invisibility? Yes.
10,
Nameless, can you
9.
turn into something inconspicuous?
Seven.
Liam and I invisible. Set Lolly,
6.
you're the stealthiest.
4.
We need to make moves.
Yeah,
up
so
front.
slowly you're gonna head outside through that door. I cast invisibility on me and Philip, and we ask Nameless to turn to something small.
I'm just asking really quickly because I don't understand the logistics. There's no walls near me. Correct. Like, nothing within touching.
No, it's all metal.
It's
around
all
you.
metal.
And the cavern walls are in front of me then?
Yeah, they're
The
outside.
cavern walls are like 30 feet away from you.
Okay.
Yeah. You wouldn't be able to touch them.
Yeah, then I become,
Something you could sit on my shoulder if you want.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I guess a spider again. I was trying to think of something like that was more not spidery, but
We slip outside.
So,
Just sitting on her shoulder, just spiders.
But I
spiders.
close-
I'm not sitting on
Right.
her shoulder.
Okay.
But I close the door as I do. Well, obviously, I don't close it if Nameless is not outside. But I close it once we're both outside so they don't know someone's in there.
Me and Philip stand very still out of the way.
Just press against the wall away from where anything.
All right.
You guys are staying in there?
yes, they
Yeah,
are.
we
staying
want to
in.
see how it works on the inside. Yeah, we want you guys to see what happens on the outside, so we can get an idea of how this thing works based on what they're doing.
So, Lolly.
No,
Yeah, I'm not in
I was gonna
Nameless.
stay in as a spider. But
You
Oh.
want to stay in?
You don't have to go
I was
outside.
going- I'm not going with Salali. Like I'm gonna be
Okay,
on not
then I
in
will-
on her shoulder.
Great, then I will be outside by myself.
No, I'm
Salali.
outside. I'm just not on your shoulder.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I knew you weren't on my shoulder.
All right. Crawling on the side of wherever you are. I just sent a new image. This is what you see, Sitlali and Nameless, from your positions. You are on the right side of the image. You're on that You are on that sort of like balcony catwalk. Look, like below you is where the metal slab went down. To your, like across from you, that's above you. You see an extra little catwalk. right now, you are exposed, Lolly. You are out in the open. There's no hiding on this little tiny platform. There's a door right next to you, and you can see the person walking on the catwalk away from you is currently faced the other way.
I mean, I'm gonna... The one with the staircase, yes? That goes behind it? I'm understanding that we're on that platform?
Yes.
Then I guess I'm gonna go through the door, but just not sit, but like crouch on the staircase, ready in case I have to fight someone.
Are you gonna... Okay, so you...
I'm gonna like whisper to Nameless that I'm doing that. I'm not like leaving Nameless out there as a spider by herself, but I'm letting her know, like...
I mean, she also sees everything you're doing.
Yeah, but I don't want to be not communicative.
Okay.
I am going to crawl along the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So where the glass? I'm trying to understand
You
where
are
the glass.
no longer in that room. Right? You're no longer in the power room. You are outside.
Correct.
No,
Where's the viewing room?
Oh, still again like 30 feet away.
Okay, but
So
like
the
in
The
front
opposite
of
wall
us.
of what we're seeing.
To the forward and to the right. Yeah.
Okay, no, then I will go. I thought it was close. I thought it was closer. I thought it was between the two catwalks.
Right.
So I'll go with Lolly then.
Okay. I'll say you guys were able to move quick enough to actually get back on the other side without anybody seeing. As the two of you wait inside the room, you see one person open the door, come in, and start to head towards the panels. The sort of things. Looks through the plexiglass stuff and just kind of starts hitting a few diodes. And you see the turbine pick up a little bit in its pace. You see him kind of like walk over to the seismograph, check the reading for a second, and then sort of just stands around for a second, waiting for something to happen. Sorry.
Waiting for something to happen. You left the door open?
Yes.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna stay pressed against the wall. I'm not planning on moving at this moment.
Yeah, I also wait for something to happen.
Okay.
Hopefully he doesn't wait more than an hour.
There you go, Chelsea.
It's just taking a moment.
Yeah. It doesn't take much longer. About 2 minutes go by, and he's checking out some of the other things. And after a moment, the inside of the volume of water, that tank, it is starting to bubble, almost boil in a way. And through it, you're seeing like arcs of lightning, kind of like begin to form. And as it does, you see the power is gaining it at a higher rate. It's starting to go at like 14% within 30 seconds. 15% within 30 seconds. Whereas before it was taking like minutes for this thing to like power up. Even just like half a percentage. after about 2 minutes of this, you see him hit a couple of buttons as the pressure and in the pipes start to bang against the wall, and you start to hear more and more steam coming out, and after the buttons, the turbine slows down. It starts to go at an even slower pace than it was before. And after that, he walks out of the room and heads back downstairs.
Does he close the door?
No. You're hearing spattering of conversation over there, but it's just hard to make out. It's not over the humming, over the thrum of the electrical.
I'm gonna kind of creep over to look through the open door and just see what's developing there.
Sure. As you step forward, look over. It seems like they're just kind of talking with each other. One of them is stationed by the lever that has since been dropped, and is sort of like waiting by the box. And what they're chatting about just sort of seems like inane nothings of their day. Nothing too specific.
Has anybody gone into the waste stream, does it seem?
There are only 4 of them instead of 6.
Is the door to the waste room open?
Yeah, you could see that from here, yeah.
Okay. That's all for now.
So Lolly, nothing is. You're like trying to see if there's anything above you. You don't hear anyone in the room above you. Doesn't seem like anybody's in there.
Okay. I'm gonna quietly creep up the stairs to see what room that is, but like not leave the stairs. Try to like stay in whatever, if any, shadow there is.
Sure.
And I tell Nameless that I'm doing that.
So as you step up the stairs, you see the open room, and you see something very akin to the mansion's hard light panel podium. You see next to you there's kind of like a desk managed with a bunch of papers and a flip book. There's some sort of tome type thing sitting on the desk as well. On the far wall, you see something that you can't quite explain. It just seems like a graph of some kind, but you can't really read what it's supposed to be. And in front of you, you do see these kind of like view, quote unquote, view screens, right? So for one of them, you're seeing directly in front of you, and you're seeing a long tunnel with like tread marks and things through it. And then on the camera to the right, you're seeing behind you, you're seeing the catwalk, and you're seeing the view, the viewing room. And on the camera to the left, you're seeing the ground beneath you.
And is there anything of note on any of these screens?
Those things that I just told you.
Okay. And you said there's no one in that room?
Nobody's in this room currently. No.
Great. I would like to go look at the tome to see what
Sure.
it is and potentially take it.
So the tome itself is at like a brief, like few second skimming through. It seems like a instruction manual is too positive of a word. It just seems like it's there's codes in here. You have no clue what these codes mean.
Okay.
But surmising, yeah, if we maybe knew the code of what these numbers are supposed to represent and what this like jumble of letters is supposed to mean, then we would probably be able to know what this function is, or like what this is trying to talk about. But the way the layout is, it doesn't seem like written word, it seems like code. So it seems
And
like it's trying to teach you something.
Sorry to interrupt. And it doesn't look like latitude and longitude, because there's the planar map, so I don't know if they're like
No.
It doesn't look like they're trying to like target anywhere specific.
There's no latitude.
Okay.
Nope. It doesn't register as latitude. It doesn't register as any written language. It seems like code.
And then one last question before I probably dip out of that room. It doesn't look like anything I saw in Dracarius's journal that I have on me.
No. Nothing in that tome looks like anything like that.
Then I'm gonna take the tome with me, and I'm gonna creep myself back down the stairs, back to right behind the door.
Got it. Back to Philip. Oh, sorry. Nameless. Did you want to do anything?
What is the voxophone on here? Like, is that something that's
As
playing?
you crawl
Is
over
that
and kind of get a look at it, it's like a speakerphone for like a principal's office or whatever.
Yeah.
Looks more like that. It's got like a button, and it seems to wire into a box right below it. Like that whole part of the paneling is got a bunch of sort of like plugs into wire, and so you can see that like this thing potentially goes to different parts. There's like written word on a couple of things saying like maintenance, operations, storage, that kind of stuff. It seems like places to put it.
So there's not like a recording that you could like play there or something.
There's no recording, but there is like a microphone type device.
Sure. I thought maybe there was like a tape or something. I'm gonna hang out in here for a little bit and just keep my eyes on the 3 screens so I can kind of see what's.
You can see again in the rear. You can see the person walking across the catwalk. Outside of that, the other two, the front is just that long tunnel, and then below is seemingly just kind of like you can see on the outskirts of the view screen some type of like grinder, right? Like like the cylinders with spikes on it. Mm-hmm. That's what it looks like.
They're not things that we've seen before, per se, minus the person.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, hopefully telling you in a way that you understand.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stick it out in here because I feel like this might be the control room. So I'm just gonna wait and see if someone comes up here.
Sure thing.
Oh, I probably should be on the stairs then. I hide under the desk.
You can hide by the desk.
I can't.
Liam and Philip.
Fine, I'll hide by the desk.
That wasn't very helpful.
Well, we saw that they could. It looked like they supercharged for a bit or something, and they opened the way to the waste room. So I think what they just did made that waste.
So it's maybe they can only have it do increased energy once every now and then, so they come in to do that to build up energy quicker.
That seems to make sense, yeah. Hopefully all they were doing was just charging it up for today and then heading out.
I mean, yeah, they barely raised it even with that. It raised quicker, but barely. It seems like they'd be doing that all day if they're going to be trying to use it. But we know they don't try and use it every day for the most part.
Yeah.
The 2 options that scream out to me, and one of them's a bad idea. I'll do that one. I'll say that one second. The first one would be move ahead, see if we can get out and meet up with the others, because I don't think we're going to learn anything from being in here like I hoped. The other one is see how they react if I do what that guy just did, and it starts overloading without anyone doing it. See how they react to that. See what it does.
I'm a little worried about sending things into high alert when we don't know how the other two are doing.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is the.
Actually,
that was the bad idea.
Let me check something real quick.
Okay.
I wanna vibe on the plexiglass again, and I want to see if it feels any different now that he's done that thing.
Go ahead and roll me a vibe check.
Oof. That's a 9.
Love that noise.
Maybe it's just the being invisible. Maybe it's just the heightened stress of the situation, but you can't seem to focus in the right way to kind of properly connect in the way that you need to.
Yeah, that's annoying. Okay. Are you able to see which buttons he pushed?
I'd say you have.
Yeah. I've got a pretty good idea.
I love
candy
it.
wrapper
Yeah,
floating
I
in the
love
air.
the idea that Liam's like, I mean, I'm invisible, so.
You just see.
That's so loud.
You're not you
just-
when you're hungry, so thank God you grabbed that Snickers.
You just see a balled up wrapper appear out of thin air and like on the ground. Well.
Yeah, you're right. So the second idea probably is bad. Do we want to try and head out? Maybe something else happened outside.
I just don't know what it gets us. It might be better to do that after they've left, maybe. I don't know.
Right now we're invisible.
We'll be invisible for a bit.
And right now, we're invisible.
Yeah, I guess it could just make them think it was a bug in the system or something. It could also potentially blow this thing up with all of us on it.
Which, you know, one of our objectives. We're not doing bad, right?
Let's I'm gonna peek back.
We'll
I'm gonna check back in on the
table-
situation, make sure nobody's coming up the stairs while we're having this conversation.
We'll
No.
table it for now.
Yeah, we'll table it for now. Although I get the odd feeling that Nameless would want us to do this.
So, 2 invisible.
Do
Are we
wanna
just
head-
waiting?
Yeah.
I was thinking we could head up.
We could. I'm worried about losing. It's fine. If we feel like heading up, let's head up. Either way, I think we should move together.
Alright. I'm gonna peek through. I don't have to peek. I look through the porthole. I'm gonna wait till that guy's facing away, and I'm gonna try and get the door open slowly, because we have the same 0 sleight of hand, so it is what it is.
It opens
You
in.
can still try to do it quietly.
Yeah, I'll try, but it's not like it doesn't matter if it's me or Philip. We both have the same. You roll better than me. You should try and open the
Just
door
rolled a
quietly.
1 on one of the things that I'm best at. All right.
That 20.
12.
That's a straight 12. Yeah.
Not the quietest, but not the
Close
loudest.
enough.
As you kind of like slip through and kind of walk on get on the catwalk, and Liam, you follow behind. You do see the guy on the opposite catwalk, kind of like,
Philip.
like he gets a little strange look to him.
Philip, this wasn't an exit. I thought this was an exit.
Does it open in or out?
It opens in.
Okay. So can he actually see if the door is now open? Or
He sees that it's open, but he's just kind of like looking at it, and then he kind of keeps walking.
Don't close it. He saw it open.
But what if they come back in, and then the door
They'll
just
think someone. It's only partially open.
You see 2 of them walking out on the ground below you.
Oh, walking out of the slab
Yeah,
area?
yeah. Walking out of the storage area, moving towards the viewing room.
Are they carrying anything?
Yep, they are carrying one of the like smaller crates.
I think we live here until no one's looking at us. Then we try that.
Well, the other door
That
is
must be where
open.
Set went.
Is creaked open.
Oh, the one set in.
Mm-hmm. On
So
that
there-
side, yep, she never closed it.
Do we leave this behind or do we leave it open?
I think we should leave it open
closed it.
because that guy saw it open.
I think I closed it. I think I
If we
said
close
I closed
it, he knows someone came up. If it's open, then maybe they assume someone left it open.
Okay. Alright, let's go then.
You didn't lock.
But if we're wrong, it's all on you. Let's go.
That's okay, but we hold up until no one's looking before we go up through the next door.
Okay, is anyone looking?
But the guy just...
He's looking the other
pointing,
way
you can't
directly
see.
right now.
He's looking... Alright, go.
I like that we're like trying to have this conversation while we're both invisible and can't see each other.
Yeah, you guys
We are
can't see
both
each other.
just
Yeah,
straight
I love
Guy.
Jackie.
Guy.
When
I'm
you
pointing.
said,
You're invisible.
Jackie, when you said that I'm going to sneak into the other door and wait at the base of the stairs to like see which way I'm supposed to go, I was interpreting that as I'm not closing the door in front of me. I am simply just leaving it as close to closed as possible. Right? Like that's what I thought
I
you were
said
intending. Was that you could
I
go
thought I
either
said
direction
I
if
closed
you need
it.
to.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
I-
I don't know why I thought I said I was closing the door.
I thought you said you closed it and that you were going up the stairs carefully, so that you were still on the stairs, but like looking up.
I heard that part, but again, I thought you said like I'm gonna wait to like see which way I need to go. Was
Yeah,
what I
I
thought
did
you
say
said.
that at
So it's
first.
like
Yeah.
that's how I interpreted it, and I would rather.
and so shall it be.
So you see the door. You hear as the two of them open the door and kind of close it again.
I think
You see Set Lolly in front of.
And I'm gonna creep up the stairs. What I assure you is very quietly. Because Set Lolly's by the desk.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tumble over Set on the stairs. Very, very quietly up the stairs.
I get ready.
You don't see anything.
Hey, it's
Philip, I think this is the commander.
You guys see Set Lolly, like hiding behind the desk.
Hey, it's us.
Lolly, it's us.
Oh.
I bite.
Oh, hey guys. Welcome to my crib.
Oh, I bite, not I bite.
Yes.
Hey guys, welcome to my crib. Let me give you the tour.
You see things
I love
around
it.
you. You see the podium. You see Liam. You give me a Arcana check.
Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
Arcana banana.
You canna.
I sure hope Arcana.
Boom, boom, psh.
That is a skill.
Or coulda, woulda, shoulda. Sorry, I'm late to the party as per usual.
26.
Nice.
That panel on the far side. That's like the one with the little squiggly lines that says
Seismic imaging.
graph?
not seismograph, but like a seismic
yeah.
imaging.
Yeah.
That's why it's the important distinction. This is like showing set. You're like you're following it for a second. You're like not certain about a lot of geology, but this device seems to talk about sediment, and like you can surmise that you would use like sonic energy to potentially do something like this, like with the language involved of like what it's saying it can do and what it does. It seems like it's something that sends off a sound that then comes back with this layered information.
Okay. This is cool. You guys found a cooler thing than we did.
We can't help that we're smarter than you.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
So Lolly starts playing. But speaking of being smart, I found this tome, and as we know, I'm not that smart. And it has a code, and I feel like, Liam, you'd probably be the best person to probably potentially decode it.
I reach out my hand to take the tome. She doesn't see that I'm doing that.
I just keep going like
I
this.
look down. I realize my hand's invisible. I reach out and grab the tome.
You now have the tome.
Floating book. I'm sorry. I start looking through the tome.
You even you briefly looking through it, you know that you're going to need time. It's not any sequence or normal code. It is something that is most likely unique to this situation, something that they may have created themselves. So you don't even have a code. You don't even have a key. So
the context.
So it's like you could take it. It would just take you a long time to figure it out, longer than you guys potentially have at the moment.
It's not. It is a text. It's a secret message kind of thing.
It is. Yes. It's, yeah.
Secret
it
message.
Uses. I mean, yeah. It's not. Yeah. What is the spell you're trying to do?
Comprehend languages.
I mean, what does the comprehend languages spell say?
I cannot do secret messages.
Yeah, it's like
So.
that's what I would amount it to. It's a secret language.
Okay.
It's a secret message.
I'm just gonna keep
Is
my
there anything I didn't think about to look for this? Is there anything that might present itself as a key around?
You
The
can do an
room.
investigation check.
I shall try that.
I'll take a look at the hard light panel.
So,
I'm just gonna keep my eye on the camera feeds and watch for anybody that looks like they're about to come into this area.
the person on the catwalk just continues their walk back and forth. You do start to see some. Sorry, you do see like there are 4 of them now outside, kind of like moving stuff and talking on the ground level, right? Like more of them have left the actual structure.
Okay.
The hard light panel. Okay. One moment.
Uno momento.
In front of the light panel podium, you see the planar map. Instead of what you saw in the mansion, you see the planar map. Because in the mansion, it's the abjurers mixed with transmuters symbols. No, not abjurers. How to say? I think I'm forgetting what the other one is. Sorry. It's like a. Regardless, it's a different thing from the one in the mansion, and as you step on the map, the hard light surface comes into play. This one only is simpler operation. You can see 3 main menus. You see cascade threading, and you see the mag lever as the options. There is a sort of like sub button that indicates like a charge level.
Right. Is that about the same as the power from downstairs?
Yep.
So this is just showing that information. Cool. I think I'll dig into the cascade and see what other information I can find by
As
digging
you
that.
Pop it open. It doesn't tell you anything outside of 3 options. It says burst. Says like constant, and it also says. It also says. I wrote this word. I don't think it actually applied. It's not the right word. I think I wrote it when I was. It's like. I can't even think of the term for it. it's what amounts to like a where burst fire, like a burst thing is like a and the steady stream, like and the constant would be like constant stream or something. This last one is sort of a trying to like a shotgun burst.
Okay,
Like a
scattered.
rocket launcher?
Like a scatter, yeah. Like right, like yeah. It's saying like a spread of something.
Okay, I'm gonna. Why is all the power in this thing right now? I'm gonna.
This is the part that they care about.
For each panel, you can see like for each function, you can see a different level of output is needed. For the burst, it seems that anything less than 10% they can function. For the constant, it needs at least 20, and for the spread, it's like 50%, and it's meant to be kind of a smaller. Like you can see that it needs that much level of energy, but like when you could say like how much extra can I put in, it doesn't have that function. It only uses that amount.
Alright, well, I'll probably check out the other two panels, but we can go to Cela's investigation.
What is
It's
it?
not an investigation. I rolled a natural one. I'm just sitting there. It's probably sitting right in front of me. I just don't see it.
What's going on, everybody?
How does the
Just chilling now.
How does the voxophone function? Does it have keys or buttons on it?
It has a button, like just like one singular, and it seems like when it's plugged into each individual room, that's how it works.
Okay, so there's just one plug.
Yeah.
Okay,
Several ports, but one plug.
got it.
Yeah, Magic Mirror was a way better way to go.
What is the little circly thingy on the top?
What do you mean? Oh, that circly thingy. It's a speaker box. Like a speaker, like you see like the...
Love below.
On the voxophone,
Sure.
is there like an information,
Nope.
like, or like a secretary, like I don't know how to, like someone who's not maintenance, but would be able to answer questions if I pretended to be like a new employee.
Nope. There's no like assistance call.
No 311. Okay. Damn.
Does the planar map look exactly like the one that's on our floor in our house?
Yeah,
or
in
is
the
like
foyer.
one lit up
and
more?
Nope. It's more of an engraving.
Oh.
This one did not light up like the mansions does. So it seems more like a pressing rather than part of its function.
Does the hard light stuff, does that section seem out of place or newer than everything else you've been seeing around here, or does it seem to have always been a part of this?
Go ahead and roll me. No. It's that thing where it's like.
Like, does it look like something that's been bolted in fairly recent, or does it have like weathering, and does it have like
It has less weathering.
less weathering? Okay.
I'll say because you have Liam there who's distinctly looking at it and operating it.
It's me asking questions and him like actually getting the
Yeah,
answers.
yeah.
Okay.
Some of these situations, I'm trying to make sure that it's like, I don't want to, there's some roles that just don't make sense to like, well, if they're not going to do it, then
Yeah.
I'll try it. It's like, yeah, well, that's probably the problem, right?
So this seems like an adaptation that they made to the existing thing.
You
Which
can't,
doesn't make a lot of sense.
you can't tell if it's them.
Fair.
You can't tell
Yeah,
the
that's
age
it.
on it.
But it
That's the
seems,
thing, like-
but it seems newer than the stuff we'd seen
For
before.
sure. And the nature of like how it's bolted to the floor is like this wasn't here originally.
Okay.
Something might have been removed.
Alright.
I'm gonna take a look at mag lever.
What you see is a an assortment of a kind of like directional buttons, as well as similarly you see the buttons that you saw on the control panel downstairs in the storage room. Same assortment of things. It's the
Open, close.
Open, release. Well, not on the left,
Yeah.
but
Or
like
grab, release. Okay, grab and release.
right? And like a red button, a green button, and directional pad, essentially.
So
Okay.
it can be controlled from up here the same way it can be controlled from down there, it seems.
Seems like everything can, for the most part.
So maybe this.
We have a-
So maybe the whole point of this room was to just take all the things that you would have to go to the other rooms for, and just make it possible to be controlled from one place.
Yeah, so presumably one person could do it as opposed to needing a team the way you would before a central location like this would have been built. This is all very interesting, but it doesn't give me many ideas on destroying it outside of, again, stealing it and diving it into the ocean.
Just running it into the water.
Huh?
Just the idea of like stealing it and running it into the water.
Yeah. But the fact that we know there are more rooms now, I think checking them out's not a bad idea.
There is still another door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to
know
get past that guy.
And we saw the other catwalk. Yeah. So we have to do that. I don't know.
I don't know how we're gonna get past that guy.
There's the other, like, the side we're on, and then there's, like, the thing over here, like the balcony, and the catwalk's over here. Does it, from what I'm gathering, does it look like the way the room is that we're going to, like, to or away from that extra balcony? If we go the outside. Like where it says
It
to
looks
the
like
outside?
you would be going to it.
Okay.
The other door that is in this room is placed in a way that you could expect it to go to that other balcony.
Okay.
Can I go peek out the
peephole.
the peephole from the other door, but stealthily?
But technically we have the thing now too, right?
Yeah, you guys have the rear
true.
view. So like you're still seeing the same one person, and the four people are still kind of like moving some stuff, exchanging some canisters, like as you've been watching them. Like it seems like it's just a normal day. Doesn't seem like any, or I don't mean to say it that way, but like from what you can gather by their nonchalant sort of like behavior, doesn't seem like any particular day is happening today.
Man, I don't know when we should make a move and what the move should be.
I think we're stuck here until the people down below leave, because we're outnumbered.
I mean,
If
these
they're
guys don't look
still
like these
there.
guys don't look like they're fighters. I just don't want them to. I just don't want our faces to like be attached to this if it's possible.
Or for them to... we don't want extra security called
Yeah.
in on this place.
We also still don't have like a good idea of how to actually destroy the thing in a way that doesn't just potentially blow up us and the entire city. We don't even know how to do that either.
Any volcanoes nearby?
It's true. We could just send it into a volcano.
We have to ride giant eagles to get to it, though.
So many giant eagles that they can
only
carry this
away
entire
from
thing.
it. We
Fair.
drive this there. We fly the eagles away.
I'll do that for you. Can I try as a spider to go onto the hard light and see if it at all reacts to me?
No, it does not.
Okay, great. I'm gonna try and gesture to
gesture to Liam.
to be
Well,
like
you
push push buttons, like do something.
All
Because I'm
right.
gonna try and like push.
Give me a
things.
performance check. And you get a -4 to the roll.
Yeah, how much charisma was a spider got?
Wait, really? I get -4?
Yeah. So I got these cards.
But I keep my stats. I thought.
Oh yeah, that's right. You wild shape. You didn't.
Keep the
yeah, you
mental
keep,
stats.
your mental stuff.
Well, it's a 2.
You're gonna fight that hard for a
I would be a
fucking
-2. I would have fallen over and hurt myself or something.
You're having a hard time because it's not so. You are just on the podium. You're not on the light portion of it. So wherever the buttons are, you're through the again. It's like imagine like an AR experience where like the light's coming forward and you're able to touch that. Not like
Yeah, I assumed that.
a button, not like a touchscreen LCD or whatever. So you're just sitting there like, and Liam's like, man, buttons, because you can't even see him either. He's invisible. This whole array of what you guys are doing right now is exactly you and crazy. It's so weird what you guys.
I'll
I
look
guess
I'll
I
look at
should know. I
threading.
don't know it's Liam. I just know something is touching.
I'll look at
Threading
threading real
has a
quick, yeah.
throttle gauge. It also has sort of like it shows either like this kind of movement, right? Like a left or a right, and a forward or a reverse.
All right.
Do we?
I can feel your anger growing.
Do we just? Do we just drive this away?
We could. It's an option to us. One of the problems, the main problem, how much magical wild energy do we have in crystals?
The crystal's on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've got 3 second-level spell slots. Let me check.
I don't know how much energy that'll give us.
Probably
I don't know
not
how much energy
near
it
enough to
takes
do
to
anything with this.
Yeah, so the thing is, I'm not even thinking about the weapons. I'm thinking, we move this thing, it'll take energy.
Is it possible to reroute all the energy going into Cascade and put it into threading?
We can. It's just the entire energy they have right now is about 16%, maybe.
It's like 18.
It's total. 18 now.
Yeah.
So
Like
we
what
might
they
be able
just
to
did
go-
definitely seemed to boost it up a few percentages while it was happening. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. So yeah. So we could take it and run. We could run with it right now. And it might. We might be able to get out of town with it. Why does this one have guns and our house doesn't have guns? Where's our house guns?
Maybe our house has guns. We just haven't figured out how to activate them.
It's true. If our house could shoot this thing, you know.
So
If we
if we're genuinely in a cavern under Parliament with water around us,
Is there water in the outside space that we could see?
No.
We know there's water around, like the water might be through that wall, like the water might be above, we might be under the riverbed. I'm not entirely sure.
It feels like we're no matter what, we're definitely under the city. So I don't see how we would like get to the top unless we figure out how to. I don't know what the answer is here.
Yeah, no. We could drive through this tunnel until we hit ocean. We don't know what this tunnel is. Do I have any idea what vague direction that tunnel's pointing?
Oh no.
Doesn't name
No
us.
clue.
I
Maybe,
mean,
but she's a spider.
no, not even.
That's the
nameless.
thing. Is like
Guys,
I can't say anything right now because I.
Also,
Nameless
as you hear them
point.
say your name, you know for yourself that you don't know where you are. You guys have been in this, whatever this is,
Accurate.
as well as
Accurate.
like going through that tunnel. You can know vaguely what direction you were going, and then as soon as you come up there, you're like, I don't know how far we went. I don't know at what portion. Yeah, you have no concept of where you are in terms of like exact locations, but you do know distance-wise how far you traveled, it probably wasn't that. It's not far away from. You're still within Perona, right? Like you know
That's
for
fair.
a fact you're still there.
My question wouldn't be if I can find a way to communicate with Nameless. It wouldn't be where we are. It's like that tunnel. Is that north, south, east? Would she have that
No.
vague idea of which direction the tunnel's pointing? No idea. All right.
Mainly because when you guys came out of the tunnel, you don't know what way that tunnel is facing. Sorry, when you guys came out of the hatch, right? When you guys came
Right.
out of the access, you don't know where this tunnel is looking. So, no.
Right. Yeah, we actually technically we don't. We can surmise that the place we walked through was the rear, based on the panels. So forward would be the opposite of that. But we have no experience with what that looks like or means. I don't know. We could try and run with it. Listen, I'm as down for a bad plan as anyone. And usually when I do them, I am invisible. And currently, I'm invisible.
How open is the door that we came in?
Barely ajar. Slightly.
Like ajar enough for a spider?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What are the... How many rooms are labeled on the Voxophone?
Well, there's engineering, maintenance, storage, operations.
I feel like this is operations.
Just and then what would it be called? Like top layer, essentially.
Okay, so top layer is the only room we haven't been in.
Do you think the power room was maintenance and the first room was engineering?
I think maintenance is waste disposal.
Okay, and power was engineering. That's your guess.
Yeah, and I think this is operations, and storage is storage. Either way, definitely those 4 rooms were these 4 rooms because top layer is absolutely going through there and up.
I'm gonna say one more thing here before we do this very good plan because I'm rear end. There are 4 people outside.
4.
Means there's still 2 inside that are down there.
2 people are still on the ship.
There's also
And
the
then there's the guy
person
on
on
the
the catwalk.
Oh,
which
they'd
I would
see
like-
if we took it. Oh, sorry.
I would like to, while this conversation is happening, start crossing slowly over to that guy.
Okay. You have 30 feet of space in between you and the catwalk that is just open air, and you are a small spider. So it is going to take a little bit of time.
How high up is the ceiling?
High. It's like 50 feet. And there's nothing between. Like, this thing ends, and then there's 50 feet to the ceiling.
Oh. I thought this was, like, attached to the ceiling.
No.
It seems like we're in a thing in a cavern. It seems like, at least.
I
We
know,
have no
I just
idea.
thought it was closer to the...
Right. It's
Honestly,
not going to take you
same.
long. It'll just probably take about a minute, 2 minutes. Do you want to take that time, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because I'm curious as to why that's the only place that has protection the entire time.
Okay.
And we're about to drive into our death, so why not?
You just took the time to crawl over, and you go up to
Here's
other
part of the problem.
catwalk on the other side. Go ahead. What's part of the
Yeah.
Do I notice that she left?
Give me a perception check.
13? Is pretty good.
You were paying attention to the light panel, where she said that she was trying to be right in front of. So I will give you that you saw her crawl away, but if you weren't wanting to follow her, you didn't.
Seth, what do you think of our very good plan?
What are you trying to also surmise, Nameless, from this side of the thing? Because you can get on the catwalk and you can see this guy walking back and forth, and the catwalk connects. Again, the catwalk connects to the viewing room, right? So, like, this scaffolding is just there to kind of survey the room as you assessed.
Yeah, so I want to, like, crawl to the viewing room, like, underneath the scaffolding, so, like, he can't step on me or anything, and I crawl underneath it, and then I want to see, like, what is there any, is it, like, the same kind of, like, doors?
Yes.
Or can I,
as you come to that door,
is there a portal?
There are a glass window. There are windows that you can see in from.
Here's my thing. I don't trust that because sometimes you have double-sided windows or mirrors, and it could be like a fake thing where inside you can actually see something. So that might be stupid, but that's the only thing that I can think of because why else? There's nothing else in this room except for like just emptiness?
In the room you're in? In the big
No,
cavern room? Well, you finally,
viewing
as
room.
you turn back to look at the thing you've been in, you see a monster of a machine.
Oh.
It is gigantic. And resting upon the top portion, you not only see a long, sort of like flat cylinder that extends probably around 35 feet. You also see, resting on the top right side, in like a condensed position, there's like a robotic arm that has like a grasping claw at its front. On the bottom of the side, like the side are threads, right? These giant metal threads that are as you can see, they would grind the earth underneath it as it would move forward or backward. It also has, towards the front, you can see an additional set of grinding material, like a grinding
drills.
thresholds. Yeah, drills, like thresher kind of like thing, like that it's pushing forward as it moves. It is gigantic. And nothing else is in the room besides the crates and barrels and lights and things that light up this thing. And from it, you do see some cords going from the left side all the way to the viewing room. You see,
Well, I
cables.
appreciate you asking that. What I was trying to say was or answering that question, but what I was asking is there's nothing in the viewing room?
There is stuff in the viewing room that you can see. I hadn't said anything about that yet. Because
that was my question.
About the door, and then I was like, "Well, there's windows," and you're like, "But then there's double-sided windows," and I'm like, "When did that?"
I thought you were about how the viewing room was all glass, and I thought, okay,
No.
never mind.
Sorry, I misrepresented it. That's not what I should have said. So, it's
Okay.
like a typical viewing room that you would imagine. Like, you see desks and panels, and you can't really tell what a lot of these things are. But you do see chairs and things. It seems like a room that they monitor something.
And there's no one else in there.
Nobody's in there currently, no.
I scurry back as fast as I can, hoping they don't do anything before I get back.
Punch it,
About
Liam.
another 4 minutes to get back. During this time, Setlali, Liam.
Well, first of all, I would use the term very good very loosely.
A lot of varies. I like that.
Yeah. I'm not in love with the plan because we don't really know what we're trying to get rid of. We know it's a machine, and yes, we know this might be the control panel, but who's to say that there's not others like it in this area, like in this cavern? I worry that we are, because we want to get Panther back, that we are not thinking through all of our options, and are potentially going with a reckless option that could get all of us killed.
I don't have any ideas for how we would destroy something like this.
Liam, that bomb that Yvonne gave you.
You don't know about
You
it.
don't know about it.
Oh, I thought you mentioned it before. Oh, okay.
No,
that was out of character.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
The only thing I can think of is, if there was some way to cause a chain reaction with the energy being generated from that. If they won't tax that thing the whole time, that probably means it's not very stable. If we're talking about anything that can actually destroy this machine, it's probably something that'll destroy it from the inside. I don't know how we do that without going up with it.
I mean, okay, so an idea. It could be as simple as turning that generator onto overdrive and letting this thing destroy itself. That might work. I think then, pointing it, getting it away from the city, pointing it in a direction, doing that and abandoning ship is a good way to go. This is definitely a reckless plan. It's the most action plan, and we need to take some action coming up quick. This is my main thought. And the other thing is, I can't imagine learning anything that'll change how difficult it will be to destroy something like this.
Plus, the thing is, I don't think we're gonna be able to. I don't think we're gonna be able to destroy it externally, not unless we have a weapon that's just as powerful as this is. So I think the best bet is destroying the inside, and that seems like the only vulnerable place I've seen.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that could work in tandem with Operation Throw It in the Sea. If we can get it above ground, point it towards the sea, start overloading it, hit forward, abandon ship, let it run, and then watch it explode, hopefully.
My concern is if we don't, if we try to get it out of here, it's going to alert them, and I don't know what they're going to be able to send after us.
If we blow it up under the city, we have the blood of another entire city on our hands.
If we blow it up
And
under
two is my
Parliament,
max.
if we blow it up under Parliament, we only destroy politicians.
We do. Listen, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
30th
Politicians
of Elith
aren't
River.
people.
No,
We would be destroying the town's entire power source, and we don't know how big it'll be.
yeah,
That's the thing.
we really don't. I hope it would just be localized to just this machine, but
Nameless, you have returned back into the...
Become not spider. Guys. Set Lolly.
What's up?
And wherever you guys are, this thing is huge. But it has drilly things. Kind of like...
Called it. Fuck yeah.
Kind of like, a digging animal that, like, eats it, you know? And it's huge. And then I came up with an idea.
uh-oh.
So
As
you
you
remember
say
that?
this, you hear...
Of course I'm not a spider anymore.
You
Sorry.
hear the metal slab. What sounds like the same creaking metal of the metal slab again.
Do we see the two last dudes leaving?
You see 6 people walking out, and you also see the one on the catwalk watching them, making sure that they're out of the room. They all basically get out of the room by the time it slams back shut. And as it does, you see him stick around for about 15 more seconds, and then head out of the catwalk.
No.
And out.
Out where?
Well, he goes into the viewing room, and you
Okay.
can't see him from there, but
Okay, so we have we have
well,
a privacy back. That's good. Hopefully.
Unfortunately, that was also my idea, was that I could use that spell that I tried on the guy, the big squid dude, to make that somebody who would know how to destroy it.
Well,
That's
all
also
those
not a
people
bad
just
idea.
left. Woof.
But I only thought of that as I watched him walking.
If
Ah,
we could
the
reach him,
spider.
that's still not a bad idea.
So while we were down there, we saw them crank up the power thingy, and it all started shaking and going crazy. So, I have some idea how we could overload it if we wanted to go that route. It's not an entire shot in the dark. I'm letting them know because they weren't there for it.
Sure. Yeah. Keep going.
But yeah, so like if we wanted to try and overload it and get rid of it that way, it's not entirely unfounded.
Right now, our only exit is to go back down through that hatch.
It's true. Now that we have some privacy, we could see what the other door goes to.
Well, he can see the catwalk on the viewing room, can he?
We don't know that he stayed there.
You don't know.
Uh, It's true. Can we see
Aimless to-
in the,
Sorry. Can you see?
No,
You
please.
can't like really see inside the viewing room from these angles. It's not.
When I
it's not-
looked in there, was there another door? Could I have seen another door?
Yeah, there was definitely another door in there.
Okay.
But what were you gonna?
No, I just thought that. Well, I thought that perhaps my spell. I have to see the creature,
Mhm.
but I was like, what if I could just use the speakerphone thing to like destroy it, and then someone comes out and destroys it? But I can't do that.
He jumps out in a mech suit. Just
Well, I don't know. It's the only thing is that maybe we could, could try and convince someone to do that. And by convince, I mean put a magical command on them.
my worry with that is with all the time I've spent with our ancient device, I couldn't tell you how to destroy it. There's no guarantee whoever we find would even know, even if they know how it works. Like, there's no guarantee they would know how, because I don't have that info on the machine that I've been studying for months.
Well, I could then tell them to drive it into the ocean.
That's true.
It doesn't technically mean they're going to die, so I don't see why they would. Did you watch the same Titanic I did? People lived.
Yeah, because they abandoned ship.
After it crashed into an iceberg.
We gotta find some lettuce, so we take this thing down.
But I think we have to do something. And I think that, I mean, I am no longer a spider, but I think if we do it now, it might look like the people who were in the room messed up.
if we manage to get out of here before it blows.
Well, I don't know. You guys, I can't see you. I don't know where you are. But so you guys have an advantage to that. So Lolly and I just have to peace out. Y'all two can do it.
I don't think we should try and blow it up under the city. I think we should drive it away from the city. Even if we start trying to blow it up down here, there's no guarantee they wouldn't get down here and stop it before it did.
Well, that's my thing. I feel like we have a bigger chance of getting them down here to stop it if we move. And even then, just our whole idea of being able to make it backfire is purely theoretical.
Do you think that Yvonne would create a distraction for us, maybe?
She could. Honestly, if we run all the stuff that we've learned by her, she might be able to. If we have that time, we might be able to work with her to make sure that we can detonate this in a way that won't kill us as well.
I mean, we don't really have that time. But
If we're driving.
Oh, you
I
mean like
don't-
while we're stealing it, I just like give her a call?
We could give her a call now, even, and
I don't know what distraction she could do that would be big enough to not let them know we were stealing their giant, their parliament-sized tank.
I think she could think of something.
I think the best distraction she could do would involve our other giant ancient item, and we don't want to risk showing them that one.
That's fair.
She gave me this pipe bomb. She had that.
Wait, you had a bomb?
I have a bomb. I brought it. I thought it might be useful, but look at that thing.
If we put that on the power source,
It's the magic's turning a crank, destroying it. I don't think it'll overload the system to destroy the turbine.
I don't think it'll overload it, but if it introduces something that disruptive into that energy, it might cause a chain reaction.
That's entirely possible. That's definitely one of the things we can consider. On the road.
Wait, so we're still connected on wires to this thing, right? So we're just going to end up pulling wires out.
Yeah. How sturdy do those wire connections look?
Well, they're about 2 inches thick each.
But they'll probably
Yeah,
come out
but-
of the wall if this thing's moving pretty
Yeah,
fast.
they don't look sturdy.
Alright.
Oh, does it look like they're putting? Does it look like they're transporting electricity or liquid or information? Any idea?
Well, electricity for sure with the
Okay.
the coating that is there. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Are we stealing a tank?
Listen, I've been saying it for half an hour. I think this is the play, and I'm not saying that because I want to steal a tank.
Yes, you
I
are.
wasn't saying that because I want to steal a tank. When I first mentioned the idea, I didn't want to steal a tank. I just thought it was a good idea. The more I say it, the more I want to do it.
I don't feel like that's the only option. I feel like there has to be a different option. I just can't think of it. And it's mostly because I don't understand a lot of the technology. So I don't know how a lot of it works.
We don't either.
Yeah, but you know at least a couple of things. I just see a big gun on top of it. And things that look like maybe
To
they're
be
gonna
fair,
dig.
That's mostly all I
That's
see,
all
too.
Liam sees too. I also love the idea that like Liam, you know, Pangolin is still in the sewers, right?
Yeah, that's another thing I was thinking about is like, you're like, oh, I'll just pick a map after. Man, if we end up driving like 50 miles outside of town to blow this thing up,
Here's the thing: he does know his location at all times.
Pangolin just like...
Yeah, GPS. Like,
just
ah.
starts-
You just see this giant pangolin like moving through the city. Sorry, Chelsea. Sorry.
I'm gonna sending stone Yvonne.
Okay.
Uh,
Call a life. You're gonna use a lifeline.
Yeah.
She picks up. Oh, hello.
Hi, Yvonne. I first of all want to say that I'm sorry for what I'm about to ask you, but second of all, we found a giant, like, ancient technology thing that can, like, shoot what we think is the Earth as well as move the Earth. And we want to blow it up, but we don't know how to blow it up without hurting people.
What? Okay.
I have to destroy this or my dad won't die. And I don't want that, but I also don't want to die. But I also don't want to take a bunch of people's lives with me. And I'm afraid that if we steal it, we're gonna, and then drive into an ocean, we're all gonna die. But then I'm also afraid if we just blow it up here, then we're all gonna die, plus a bunch of other people are gonna die. Would you think of a different option? It's like our house, but a little different. It seems older.
Oh. Okay. Well, you can move it.
Yeah, well, we don't know. I don't know. There's an option to. I don't know if we can do it.
Vote of confidence.
No faith. No faith.
If it's going to compromise your morality or your
No, I have no
life,
morality. I just want my dad.
then you could just blow it up. Why care about people in the city?
You bring a fair point up. Because I think that I'm not, unfortunately, a party of one. Well, fortunately, two. I think other people might disagree. Namely Philip and namely Liam. Sorry, I'm talking about you like you can't hear me, but you can't hear what she's saying, so.
Just talk like we're not even here.
I would say
I'm sorry.
I would encourage you to endure, and it's not easy to destroy these things. They were made very specifically. I don't think anything that you can do to it is, unless you brought something of equal measure, you're not
Do
going
you
to
think
find...
How would you destroy the house?
I would, if I were to destroy the house, I would try to look for something that has operable verisimilitude, right? Like so like something that pairs against it. Its direct opposite, or something that is the same as it. You can only destroy things that are like yourself. But I also, it's the purpose of the ancient technology. It's why it's lasted as long as it has. Even against its own kind, it's formidable. It's not a normal machine. It's not a normal composite, right? Its purpose is deeper than that. Made at a time of deep unrest and fear of the unknown, and it's why so many of them are used as weapons.
Does
Or at
our
least
house
that's
have
my
guns?
history. I have no not that I've found. This seems to be a transport model in only. Many of them were built for specific purposes and can mold to whatever its purpose is supposed to be. If you were to tell the house that its purpose is to be a gun with enough effort and enough time, it would be a gun.
I think you have kind of helped, but not very much. But thank you.
Okay.
Can I ask you a favor?
I will attempt to do what I can.
Are you allowed to go into the Angmar forest?
No.
Okay. Never mind then.
Is that it?
Yeah. But if you have some way of telling Panther if we don't come back, then I'm sorry. Before he dies, I don't think you could though, so. Okay, well maybe we'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, bye. Just
Yvonne says the really only way we can destroy it is with something of equal value or equal hoopla.
Liam,
So
you've made adjustments with the house before. right? Or theoretically, you can make changes to it?
Yes, I haven't had much time to delve into that as much as I would like. But I know it's possible.
Do you think we can modify this machine in the same way?
Potentially, but
It would only have to be a small change.
I'm not sure, because you've seen from the control panels I've seen, I don't see any built-in option, so I'm not sure outside of that how to do it.
With everything you understand about how this works, you might have to try and create a way. They don't understand very much about this, that's why they're struggling with this so much. But if these things are supposed to be adaptable, and if the only thing that can really destroy them is things like them, I think what you need to do is look for some way that you can modify this to shoot itself.
I still don't know that here's the place to try. I think taking the show on the road is a better play. In regards to that, the first thing that jumps to mind is the most direct way we've ever had of communicating with the house was you or Nameless speaking to its heart, the tree where we put the power in. It seems the closest equivalent here would be that turbine with the magical goo.
But
I
where
don't
are
know
they
if that's
getting
something
the
we can.
energy?
I don't know.
That's the part that I don't understand, and I don't know if that's just me not understanding technology, but I always had to feed the tree.
Yeah.
So where's
We
the
don't know.
feeder?
That's where the turbine is, I think.
That's the tree, is it not?
Maybe.
That's I think that's the closest thing.
To which?
Yeah,
the tree
so-
or the me?
What? To the tree. That's the closest thing to the tree that this
So
has.
right.
Yeah,
So,
so
where
what's
is the
feeding it?
me in the equation? What's giving it the energy?
It could be those cables right there. We don't know.
Can I vibe and try to feel if those cables are carrying the same energy that I felt in the tank?
Sure.
And not get a 1 this time?
Guidance.
23. Oh, and with guidance. 27.
Those do not carry any form of magic.
No, it's not coming from the cables. Let's trace it.
Unless the goo can change electricity into magic. We don't know that.
It might be self-sustaining.
that.
The only way... We can try to trace it from that room, if nothing else. I'm gonna just start heading to that. I want to go to the plexiglass.
Alright, so you guys head back. Some of you go into engineering.
I want to vibe. I want to try to trace from that tank. Is it coming from anywhere, or does it just exist inside this tank?
I'd say it just exists inside this tank.
Okay. It's all self-sustaining. It's creating its own energy here. It looks like.
Great, we blow this up then.
We take this, we get it out of here. We... you three, get off of it. I drive it away. I set it to overload. I climb into rope trick. Wait for it to detonate. And I climb back down out of rope trick.
Huh. Huh.
Well, I could conjure a gargoyle, and then they could drive it. I could command it to drive it. We do everything else. We set it in a rope trip. Go in the rope trip thingy.
The rope trip.
I don't know. I'm so frustrated. I feel like this is so hard, and I just want my dad back.
Go get your dad back.
I think the gargoyle's not a bad idea, but it's still telling the gargoyle when to go, timed with doing the thing.
Which you'd have to be on the same plane to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And if you're
So you would have to tell it, then get into the rope trick. Yeah. So we set up rope trick on the balcony. We have the door to upstairs where he's controlling it open. I set it to overload. Run back to the balcony. Hop up the rope trick. You tell the gargoyle to punch it. Hop up the rope trick.
Punch
he
it!
drives it off, and yeah, he drives it to his death. And
you guys haven't even got this thing out yet, and you're like, "This is how."
I know.
Let's just
I
get
feel
the
like
thing out and-
before I will get them to let me to agree to steal this thing, I need to convince them of a plan that will work once we have it stolen.
You know, at this point,
We could
I
figure
mean,
all this out later, but
Let's just get it out. At this point, I don't know. I'm at a loss of
Holy-
like what else to do.
Let's just start driving it and figure everything else out on the way. Let's just get it moving. We're clearly moving this tank.
You guys haven't even tried moving it once, like, and you're like, "This is how we'll make sure."
I jump
Listen.
onto the machine.
let's go. Let's steal a tank.
Let's steal
The
the
rest
tank.
will follow.
I swan dive on and try to look for the controls to move it.
My favorite traveling show, the A team. Steal a tank first. Rest of it later.
Brent, I love it when a plan comes together mid-plan.
All right. I mean, are there? I mean, is there more percents now that we argued for a while?
19.
All right, cool.
You guys have been there for over an hour.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay,
Yeah, we're doing it.
Oh,
We're doing it. We're
hey,
stealing a
I
tank.
see you guys.
Yes.
let's start directing power into the threading.
Yep.
Let's move.
Go to the power room.
You make all the power going towards the threading. Liam, head up to the light panel. You head to threading. How fast are you trying to go?
Fucking pedal to the metal, Commander.
Okay.
Spool up the FTLs.
As it starts, you hear, and you feel the grinding. The entire machine starts to vibrate. You hear the kind of like gears hitting the the ground, the gravel, the cavern is echoing with this. And as you press forward, and it starts to, and you just hear this grinding metal, and it like finally buckles. And in the beneath camera, like beneath viewpoint, you see the like torn metal of the access hatch that goes through the ground as it has to wrench free from that. And
We've already started destroying it. We're way out of the game. Let's go.
And you get caught on the cords a little bit later in the viewing room, and as you see in the rear camera, as the cables rip out of the wall, it brings the entire viewing room just like side wall just ripped out of the side of the cavern as you push forward. And that is where we will call our episode for the evening. Thank you for enjoying whatever that last hour was.
I shouldn't apologize. I had the plan we're doing
you
an
guys
hour
shouldn't
ago.
apologize at all. That was
You
fun.
guys should
That was
apologize.
just
I'm just
fun
kidding.
for you guys to just like flounder. You guys really didn't flounder. You guys were. I was so proud of you trying to make a plan. I'm so proud of you guys for also trying to think of ways to do something. That was really fun for me to experience, but it was also really funny when you guys basically just kept saying the same two ideas. It was like, it basically comes down to two
I
things.
said
Do you want to blow it
nothing.
up here or take it outside?
I meditated for most of it, so.
And next week, you'll be super excited by a gargoyle. What's the gargoyle's name?
I haven't made him yet. Also,
Well,
it would
what's his
just be
name gonna
Gargoyle.
be?
It'll be Gargoyle,
Gary.
yeah.
Greg Oil.
Gargoyle 1.
Greg Goyle. Hi, my name is Greg Goyle. I'm here.
He's Jewish. I feel it in my soul.
Listen, I can push any buttons you want, but you gotta tell me what the buttons are first. I can't just push buttons without knowing what they are. Hey, I push my mother's
I
buttons.
want to throw
I'll tell
the
you
bomb as we're going, so it's like a big explosion behind us. Super MacGyver.
Watch it just be like a.
that. Oh!
I pull out some sunglasses that nobody knew I had.
They're for the desert.
It's for the desert. It's for the. I gotta check out my goddess. Boom. What's up, bitch?
They're the they just have the slits.
Did we ever
Yeah.
figure out?
Like
if
they're
that's
like
on a
solid with slits. That's it.
Did you ever get
Did
what?
we ever figure out if that pipe bomb's on a timer?
No,
All right.
not at this moment.
All right.
Thank you so much,
I
everyone.
feel like
Thank
she
you so
would have
much.
told Liam that.
She was not in an explaining things. All right.
Bye.
Bye.